Every day, the older one's like, how you doing, Tom? I go, hey, I'm not your fucking stepdad, all right? I wish I was. It'd be a lot easier, but I'm not.
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to the venue at Thunder Valley September 5th. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Tom Segura, Come Together.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 11:40 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Yeah, Kyle Draper back from Seattle. Although I feel like you were pretty much doing the show on Friday.
Dude, I tell you what, when we had High Flyer in here, I was pissed off. I texted Jay. I'm like, dude, why does it take an hour and a half to get through 10 people? Like, it took an hour to get through the final 5.
Yeah.
I'm like,
drawing it out.
Seriously, I'm going to text Jose and be like, yo, that's not a vacation day. I worked an hour and a half that day, Whitey.
Right. That's well done on our part, I got to say. I know it wasn't convenient for you, but
well, you know what I say, right? You guys sent the bat signal out. Since the ratings were kind of low that day, they're like, let's get Drapes on for a good hour and a half. No, but it was dragging there for a minute. I was like, Sarah, I got things to do. And High Flyers is going telling every story that he ever told from his career.
He had the fire in his eyes when, what was it? Who voted for Purvis Ellison?
Right.
All right. We're going to go there?
He came prepared.
Yeah.
That dude came prepared. And you know what it was, though, Whitey? You know, High Flyer ain't been on in a while.
Yeah.
You know, he had no Kings basketball.
Right.
So he's got a lot of words that he needed to get off his chest. Mm-hmm. And that's what we had on Friday.
Yeah. So we put up the bat signal and you responded. It looks like the Niners have sent out the Trent Williams bat signal, which I guess is a $sign. But he's back at practice, but we can't really comment on the deal because as far as I know, it's not actually done.
It's not done yet, right?
Yeah.
Like they're close.
Right.
You know, close enough for Trent to come back and take part in practice today. But you guys tell me, I don't know if there's been a wilder, 96 hours in Niners history. Like from the Aiyuk situation to Ricky Pearsall to Trent. I mean, Niners fans, the emotions of this last 4 days for Niners fans all over the place. Mm-hmm. And now it seems like everything is coming back, spades. Everything is back to normal. Hopefully Ricky P will be A-OK. Heard he is back at practice, around his teammates today. But it's been a wild 4 days for the Niners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole Ricky thing is just like, well, there's football and then there's, oh, my goodness, just stunning. Just absolutely. I was telling Chris, a lot of people here, most people in the area have been there at some point, Union Square. I used to sell pretzels, Union Square. Oh,
really? Okay,
Yes. And you see a lot of things, in San Francisco. I never saw anything like that.
Not like that. Not broad daylight.
Right.
Right on the street. Uh-huh. And it's busy out there.
Right.
Midday and everything. It's still a touristy area.
Yeah, you got the Nike store there.
Right.
Cheesecake Factory.
We've all been there. We've all been down there. And it's just crazy, man. Glad he's doing okay, though, because when I got the alerts on the phone, I'm like, what? How is this happening?
Did you hear about the conversation he had with the officer?
I did not. I didn't listen to the sound the officer talked about it.
Apparently, he didn't know what was going on, and he asked her, he said, am I going to die? Dang. And she's like, you're not going to die. She said, You don't know me, but just trust me. You're going to be all right. It's not your time now.
Wow. Yeah. That's, man, prayers to him and that officer as well.
He's going to miss like a month or something.
Right. Reminds me of Paul Pierce back in the day. Remember in Boston, got stabbed in the nightclub and then came back to play, not too long after that.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know about Jay, but I got
Jay back there.
Yeah. I don't know about Jay, but I gotta move my grade up for the 49ers offseason. D to I got A triple plus.
No, you can't do that.
I see y'all.
Your season hasn't started yet.
Nah, your wide receiver just got shot. Like, no matter what, you could go out there and sign.
Okay.
You could sign Tom Brady. You could re-sign Ronnie Lott. Jerry Rice could walk through that door. Dude, your receiver guy. Like,
He's
at
gonna be
best,
all
it's a
right.
B+.
I'll take a B+.
Right?
But the way the whole Aiyuk thing and Trent, it's all going to work out now. Then your guy, Grant Cohn, and I've talked to him. I'll mention him by name. And now he's, pushing the narrative that, ownership's not happy with Shanahan and Lynch. Like,
Is he making stuff up? I don't know. You guys know Grant Cohn better than I do. Is he making stuff up?
I doubt he's making it up, but he might be exaggerating a little bit. I'm sure Jed York is not thrilled that they haven't won a Super Bowl yet. On the other hand, I think he realizes if it wasn't for those two guys running the ship, we might not even be as close.
That's true.
As we've been so far.
Well, and that's the dichotomy, if you will, that Niners fans find themselves in. On the one hand, it's Super Bowl or bust. What does that actually mean, Whitey?
Yeah.
Super Bowl or bust.
The last 2 years, it's meant if we don't win, we're going to try again.
We're going to try again. Well, then that's not Super Bowl or bust, right? That's not. Usually Super Bowl or bust means if you don't win it, some changes are going to happen.
Yeah.
Heads are going to roll. But on the other hand, you've been there. You've been knocking at the door. And so the question is Shanahan and Lynch good enough to get you there, but are they good enough to get you over the hump?
Let me ask you guys this. Why is it that a lot of people that make these predictions for a living, they're saying, 49ers, regression. They're going to regress this year. But nobody is saying that about the Chiefs.
Because the Chiefs have proven they can do it.
But they've won. I mean, no one's won 3 Super Bowls.
But they've won 3 out of 4. Like, here's the thing.
So you can't keep doing that forever.
You can't. But the Chiefs are still that they've proven they can go back to back. They've proven that, especially this past season, when the roster wasn't,
I think you're right.
Wasn't that great. Like, it was good enough to win the Super Bowl, but it wasn't the best iteration of Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So they're getting the benefit of the doubt. I mentioned it, Whitey, on this show last week, 2 weeks ago. The reason why the Niners aren't getting the benefit of the doubt because it just doesn't happen, especially in the NFC. It's been, 6 years since we've seen a repeat representative from the NFC? It's been a few years. And there's a reason why, the Eagles have fell short. Niners have fell short. Other teams have fallen short. It's hard to represent a conference back-to-back years.
Right. That's true, but that's not regression. There are some people, and I don't think you're saying this, so even if you are, I'm not going after you, but more people looking at the 49ers going, they're due for a dip here. And I don't hear people saying that about the Chiefs, but I think you're right. It's because people look at the Chiefs as they're champions. They're immune to that. Whereas with the 49ers, when you come that close and you don't get it, it takes something out of you, and it's all gonna take a toll on them this year.
Well, it's interesting. I pulled up the past
CMC
Super Bowl.
is back at practice, by the way. I mentioned that.
We knew he was coming back. We knew that.
Trent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. If I'm looking at this correctly, 9 years since we've had a repeat NFC champion back to back.
Right.
It's tough, Whitey. It's hard to do.
But they've been very good the last, 5 of the last 6 years. They've been one of the best teams in the league. 2 Super Bowls and 2 other ill-fated conference championship games.
Would you say, and maybe this is why people are saying regression, it might not have to do with the Niners. It might have to do with the NFC being better this year. The Packers should be better with more experience, right?
Really high on the Lions.
The Lions, they came within knocking on the door of going to the Super Bowl. My Eagles retooled. I know people want to hate on them, but on paper, they've retooled, and we'll see if Dallas will be there. They'll be a solid regular season team. Some people are saying the Rams are going to make some noise this year as well. A lot of people are predicting the Rams to get 11 and 12 wins.
Only noise the Rams are going to make it.
Is that it?
That's it. Unless Aaron Donald gets bored, around November.
Right, decides to come back. Like, you know what? I'm playing again. But I think the NFC is a tougher road this year for the Niners than last year. It's just a more competition. It's
it can always happen in pro sports. One team just falls apart. I just don't see that collapse coming this year. They're too good unless people get hurt. And defensively, they're going to be better.
Are they really?
Yes.
I don't know about that defensive line. It's still
last year that people
unproven.
ran a rough shot over them.
Did they really improve though? Did they? I don't know. I got to see. Is Bosa going to come back to be Bosa again? Get 20 sacks, something like that. I need to see it. I think there's some holes on that defensive side.
I think you're right. If the defense isn't better, then I do think they're going to start backsliding. Right. I think for them to be better this year, that's where the improvement really has to come from. Because the offense, other than the offensive line, the offense is like, what more can they do, right?
Right.
So the defense has to get back to what they were under D'Amico Ryans.
No, it has to. They got to be making plays. They got to be flying around out there.
Stop the run. They got to stop the run.
Yeah, got to stop the run. Got to get to the quarterback. Like that's the thing 2 years ago, Whitey. Their pass rush was one of the tops in the league, if not the top.
It's where they have the most invested.
Right, right.
Yeah, I don't think there was a good return on investment last year.
Yeah.
As Jay likes to point out. You want to ever make Jay mad, ask him, how about that offense? Oh, excuse me. How about that defensive line, the 49ers last year? They didn't really live up to what they were getting paid, did they? You set them off.
Set them off. Yeah. And rightfully, dude, they had some names. Yeah. They had high-priced guys. My boy Hargrave from Philly hasn't panned out. Let's keep it real. He has not been as good as advertised.
Yeah, it'll be better this year. That's going to be the key.
Optimism over here.
NFC domination.
Optimistic Whitey. We gotta get
whatever happens, it starts next week, right? We don't have to worry about all that now.
You know what? That's what we need after every Niners game. An optimistic segment. They lose to the Cowboys. Let's bring in optimistic Whitey.
Not if they lose to the Cowboys. Cowboys, by the way, you got to be pleased being an Eagle fan. What? The Cowboys haven't really done anything this year.
Not a thing. Their run game might be the worst in the league, too.
I know. Okay, CeeDee Lamb's still there,
but
he was already there.
Yeah, right. They didn't make any moves to improve.
Right.
They brought Ezekiel Elliott back.
Right.
But that's the corpse of Ezekiel Elliott. It's not the same Zeke from 5 years ago. That offense, led by Dak Prescott, who's in the final year of his contract, Whitey. He's a lame dunk quarterback. I think that's going to be a storyline all throughout the season for them.
Jerry Jones is saying, this is it. This is a lot of these people, Dak and the coach, they got to prove themselves this year, and that's going to bring out the best in them. And I don't know that it is, especially with the coach. Dak will be all right, but I think they got the wrong guy running the show. Even though they've won 12 or more games, like 3 years in a row, but that's not what it's about when you're the Cowboys.
Yeah, they turtle when it comes to the postseason. And, I actually want Dak to leave Dallas. I'm a Dak Prescott fan.
I am too.
But the way they treating him, the way Jerry Jones is treating, pay that man his money. Dak has earned that. Dak is still one of the top 10, 15 quarterbacks in the league easily. Dude was in the MVP conversation last year. Pay the man his money.
Yeah. Or bench him and play Trey Lance, right?
Third string Trey Lance, right?
Yeah. More on Trent Williams, his potential new deal. And did the 49ers really try to get Cortland Sutton to replace Aiyuk? 49er conversation with the opener only a week away. Continues next on Sactown Sports.
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is a serious heart condition. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. My HCM impacted how I felt and what I could do. So I asked my cardiologist about treatment advances that gave me new options. That conversation was big for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com to learn more.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2. And he's bringing some friends. Carmelie. Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCoreChampionship.com.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916, Sactown Sports.
What's the deal, Drace? We were just talking about Trent Williams doesn't have an official deal yet. Looks like he does now. We have details on Trent Williams' deal.
Yeah, according to his agent, Elite Loyalty Sports, they just tweeted out about a half hour ago Trent Williams' contract numbers here. It's a 3-year restructure, $82.66 million. $48 million at signing. I can't even fathom that. $48 million at signing, $25.69 million signing bonus. And then they gave some superlatives. Most cash for any lineman in year one. Most guaranteed money for any lineman since 2021. $103 million was in 2021. $358.8 career earnings for Trent. $183 million total guaranteed, richest non-QB in NFL history.
Really?
Dang.
Richest non-QB.
Let me say this, fellas, real quick.
Oh, Jay chiming in.
Yeah, because and my bad, I had to take care of some business on this side of the glass when you asked me, Whitey, last segment. I give them a C plus B minus. You still got to take it into consideration. Yeah, this is the first, because this is my thing. If you come back this week and guarantee Trent Williams is going to get beat by somebody on the end, guarantee. Because it's not like Trent is unscathed. He gets beat sometimes, too.
Jay, I know, but you're given an actual grade. I was given the grade that I want to show an Eagle.
No, exactly. See?
I said,
okay, all right, let me take a step back.
You know, Whitey more about trolling instead of giving his actual grade.
Giving an actual grade.
A plus.
This is the tough part, and I think we asked this about Brandon Aiyuk. I'm going to ask you the question and get out the way. Does this put pressure on Trent Williams now?
In what way?
In the form of he has to be absolutely great. There's been some times Trent Williams in the last couple of seasons hasn't been great for the 49ers. People don't want to call it out.
Hold up, stop, Jay. You haven't called it out before today. I heard you man say that before today.
That's not true, because I talked about in the Super Bowl. I talked about when he got back-to-back penalties a couple last year.
Yeah.
I talked about his attitude sometime. I've also said that as much as I want to be the boombox guy, as much as I've said I love what they do when they come out, there are some things where Trent, you can tell, is getting a little older. Like speed beats him. Speed to get Trent Williams here and there. There's been some times in the Super Bowl he's got worked a few times.
Yeah, he didn't have the greatest Super Bowl. That's right. Yeah, but he's still by far their best offensive lineman.
Yes, that's not saying a lot.
And I know. And he's still one of the best offensive linemen in the league.
True.
And he's excellent when they run behind him. You can look up the numbers, and that's everything they do offensively. For as futuristic and as imaginative as their offense is, everything is based on the ability to run. And when they run behind him, it's like 6 yards a carry. So I don't know, Jay. I see where you're going, and anytime somebody starts to fall off, there's pressure, but he's been so great. This is almost like you've already earned this. It's not like, well, now let's see what you do. See if you can live up to this. It's like, in a way, I think that's why the Niners, there was never any question they were going to pay him. He, in a way, has already earned this money, this contract that he got today.
Well, and that was going to be the question I followed up with. Is, given his age, is it wise to pay him that much money over the next 3 years? I mean, he's going to be 38 and, in the last year of this.
It is, because the options are pay him for those next few years or don't have him now,
Yeah, he retires though, right? He won't see the end of this. You think he sees the end of this contract?
If they win, he'll probably ride off in the sunset.
Yeah.
No, you're right about it. And that's why all those guarantees up front, what was it? $48 million. Right up front and 26 in the signing bonus. That's why you get all that money up front. The 103 guaranteed, it's I'm with you. It's a great day for the Niners though. I mean, you got all your weapons pretty much other than Ricky P. All your contracts taken care of. I mean, this time last week, there were reports that Trent Williams was dug in. Like he wanted to get paid.
Yeah.
If he
doesn't get paid, he's not going to show up.
Right. He's not going to show
up. Yeah, we knew that. By the way, there was also a report last week that the 49ers almost traded for Cortland Sutton. Yes. Aiyuk would have gone to Pittsburgh, then it would have been a third round. Anyway, third rounder going to the 49ers. They would have sent that to Denver. Sean Payton said, I'm going to say in the last 3 months, there have been multiple teams call about Cortland. He's a good player. It's a little bit of a stretch relative to the specifics. I read the same thing you read. I would say we didn't get nearly as far down the road as what may have been reported. It's insignificant. For me to comment on every call that comes to the GM or myself would be ludicrous, end quote. Yeah, Jay and I were talking about that Friday. I think that was a little exaggerated. Like, oh, they were going to trade for Cortland Sutton. I mean, it was probably kicked around a little bit, but I don't think it was something that, was in place and then Denver said no.
No, and it might have been something the Niners floated out there too. As sort of like,
how about this?
Aiyuk, we ready to move on. Like, if you don't sign this, I mean, and throughout this whole saga, the one thing that has become clear, if it wasn't clear before last week, Aiyuk never wanted to leave. That was all posturing, threatening, trade me. Pittsburgh is the team he wants to go to. Washington he's flirting with. You could tell the dude never really wanted to leave. If he wanted to leave, he would have been gone.
What do you make of this quote from him? I'm not going to lie. I made it a little more difficult than it needed to be at the end.
Dang, Brady, you're not supposed to say that, bro. I've been riding and dying for you all this whole time. I'm like, nah, the Niners doing them dirty. They got to treat them better. They finally caved. And then he comes out and says, yeah, I probably made it more difficult at the end. That's
to me, as long as you got it done, good for you.
Right.
Push back.
No hard feelings.
Push back.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. No carryover, no hard feelings. And based on the vibes down there in Santa Clara, I sent you guys, you and Jay, the text of Debo in the locker room with the boombox, the music playing, and these guys going. I'm like, look at these clowns, man. Just last week, the sky was falling for the Niners. Panic was setting in. Now it's like we back up.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but it seems to me that Jay is thinking a little bit more along the lines of, be nice to have already had this all taken care of. It's a lot to ask to get these guys ready a week from now. Is that true, Jay?
Yeah, I just think they're gonna, as great as Trent Williams is and Brandon Aiyuk, I would definitely think Aiyuk's gonna have a little easier. I'm a little worried about Trent week one, and I'm hoping, Hassan Reddick is not going to be in uniform.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because he was already working Trent over. He's already worked him before.
We see that, right?
As Trent Williams, and again, I'm just saying this in the form of it like this, fellas. You can't get in shape in a week.
Yeah,
doesn't happen that way. So give them 2-3 weeks, but
you don't
hopefully
think
they can make
working
it working
diligently.
It ain't the same, shape. Whitey. You know that. It's not the same. If it was the same, why have 6 weeks of training camp and everything? If anybody could just show up at Bosa last year, even admitted he wasn't himself, and we expect 36-year-old Trent Williams to just roll out of bed and be ready to go and face the Jets a week from on Monday. Come on now. And I look at their schedule, fellas. New York, talking about the Jets. That's going to be a tough game. That's a tough game. At Minnesota. Tough game. Tough road
Maybe
game. Road game.
No, people think Minnesota's going to be really bad this year.
How about the Rams there? At the Rams.
We ain't scared of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, man. Don't try to make something tough for the
Justin Jefferson going to go off for like 4 TDs on these boys, man.
Not if you got Sam Darnold throwing the rock, right? Running.
Hey, as the pundits would say, Sam Darnold knows the Niners better than anybody. He got that inside knowledge from last year. No, but seriously,
the Vikings did beat the Niners last year.
Exactly. And let's be. I'm being honest about this. To Jay's point. Your schedule lightens up after the first 3. You got New England, Arizona, Seattle. When you come in late to camp, less than a week to practice, it's going to take you a few weeks. That's why these first 3 games, I think, are critical for the Niners. You get off to a nice 2-1, 3-0 start, then you got a soft spot in your schedule. You're looking at 6-0 very easily. So it will be interesting to see how Trent and how Aiyuk and the Niners start. Let's not forget CMC. Dude ain't practiced in a month.
That's the one that I'm keeping an eye on.
Really?
With the calf injury. Who knows? He hasn't practiced. Maybe he's fine. But you know how those things are. He doesn't know it till he gets out there and runs around, and really won't know until tomorrow.
Yeah.
How's it feeling?
And won't know really until Monday in terms of game. Like, I don't care what you do. It's still not game speed. Guys chasing after you, having to make certain cuts, when guys are chasing after you. And so I got to wait and see next Monday night when it happens.
Well, that's a win, Drapes. You can count
Come on, Jay.
You can count that one.
We got to stop this optimistic, rose-colored glasses stuff. We got to be realistic one of these days.
You don't think I'm being realistic?
These were my two options. You got to play Monday, and two of your key players are joining the team late. One of your players dealing with an injury. That's choice one. Choice two is you have to open in freaking Brazil on a Friday.
That sucks.
I'll take
and against Monday. A quality opponent too. You got Green Bay. It's like, when do you have they already left? You got to have you got to take some time to get adjusted. Like, that's a foreign land. And I forgot who said it. One of the Eagles players. Like, he doesn't want to go. Was it Slay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you see they're staying near the airport because they don't want anybody on the team getting caught up in everything?
Yeah, that's smart.
Everyone's supposed to stay at the hotel,
be locked
near the
down,
airport.
basically.
But Green Bay staying downtown.
Ooh. And San Paulo or whatever?
Paulo Banchero.
Right. Man, that's going to be tough. That's the distractions and the vibes out there. That's tough.
When we come back, you want to get into a little WNBA or stay with the NFL?
You got something on the NFL? I mean, I can always talk WNBA.
Caitlin Clark is now in the middle of two controversies, and she didn't really have anything to do with either one. So what's going on there? That's next here on Sactown Sports.
Hey, everyone. It's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room, Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Kyle Draper went to WNBA game, right?
I did, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Had a blast.
Big 49er game, I know, coming up. Big 49er day, pardon me. So we'll get back to that. We got our another look at our Kings Top 40 and how the fan voting's going coming up at 4 o'clock. But Drapes, got to ask you about what's going on here with Caitlin Clark, because I was, checking up on things today, and it looks like there's two things going on now, Caitlin Clark related. They're both spicy, and she didn't really directly have anything to do with either one of them. She didn't do anything. So you had the game Sunday against Dallas, and Cheryl Swoops was supposed to be the analyst, and they took her off the game because she's been so critical of Caitlin Clark?
I'm trying to get the real deal when it comes to that. I'm seeing that a lot on social media. Cheryl Swoops does the Dallas games, and she got pulled off. I don't know if it was a Dallas call. Was it a league call? But Nancy Lieberman, I don't know if it was an NBA TV call. I have no idea. And I do find it strange that Cheryl Swoops has been sort of critical of Caitlin Clark, or even, I want to say dismissive, but not really giving her due. And I see the scuttlebutt also. It's like, it's spicy. She got pulled off this game. And Nancy Lieberman, and I don't know if you guys watched it or heard any of Nancy Lieberman, but she was heaping praise on Caitlin Clark. It was the anti-Cheryl Swoops. It was almost like the Caitlin Clark broadcast.
Yeah.
And so I just find it fascinating. Caitlin Clark, to me, is the most fascinating basketball player right now, not just women's, because she represents so much more than just basketball. The discussion about her is race, gender, like history, like it's all mixed up into one. I find it fascinating watching her.
Did you say, or you tweeted today or texted us that WNBA game on NBA TV is getting better numbers? A Caitlin Clark game got better numbers than any NBA games on NBA TV?
Yes, any NBA game except one. Let me pull it up. I got it right here. I know and trust me, I watch it pretty much because of Caitlin Clark. She got me into it more so than anybody. I got the numbers right here. Here it is right here. Indiana's win, which peaked with 847,000 viewers, outdrew all but one NBA game on NBA TV this past season.
Man.
Regular season and playoffs. A Cavs-Warriors game last November drew 645,000. This Indiana Fever Dream game, 617,000. How about this? And this is what I found to be interesting. Notably, the Fever Dream game on NBA TV, a network in fewer than 40 million homes, averaged more viewers than the concurrent Astros-Phillies Major League game on FS1.
The old Fever Dream game. Yeah. So now
and the Dream aren't even good, mind you. Let me tell people, Atlanta Dream aren't a playoff team. They're not that good.
So then we had, and she's a former Kings assistant, Nancy Lieberman.
Oh, yeah.
So she went on with Stephen A., and she was talking about Cheryl Swoops getting pulled from the telecast.
In terms of the narrative that has been put out there as it pertains to her coverage and her feelings about Caitlin Clark.
I've known Cheryl since she was in college. I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first ESPYs. I've known Cheryl. I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa, and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that, there was this quote by Cheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, however old, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate. And I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend. And I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you might like Boston. I might like the Yankees. It's okay to have difference of opinions. Well, she got upset with me on the phone. And I was like, Cheryl, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship, it pretty much is not happening at this point. I tried to talk to her at the Final Four. Right. She didn't want to talk to me. My life's going to be good or great with or without Cheryl Swoops in my life. I'd rather have her in it. But let me tell you the difference. Right.
So anyway, Nancy Lieberman doing the game because Cheryl Swoops got pulled from the game because she's been so critical of Caitlin Clark. Then you had, during the telecast, Nancy Lieberman talking about how great Caitlin Clark is and saying she's Rookie of the Year and she's in the MVP conversation. Then some WNBA fans went nuts about that and said, there is no way, Nancy Lieberman, that Caitlin Clark is in the MVP conversation. So there's like these two separate things, and they're kind of swirling around Caitlin Clark, but she was an innocent bystander. To either of them.
It's a shame, too. Let me just say, and I watch the WNBA. I've seen a lot of Caitlin Clark's games. I've seen Angel Reese in person. I've seen her play, and I watched some of her games as well.
And A'ja Wilson, by the way, is the one that's going to.
Asia's going to get the MVP. Yeah. But I will say, because the WNBA, they have 5 players nominated for Player of the Year, MVP. I believe Caitlin Clark will be one of the 5. She won't win it. Mm-hmm. A'ja Wilson is the MVP, but it's not blasphemous to say that Caitlin Clark's in the conversation because she'll be one of the top 5. It'll be Nafisa Collier. She'll be in there. And so there will be others in the top 5. Those others are in the conversation as well. The thing about Caitlin Clark, I'm telling you, Whitey, I watched this. Like, she is different. Angel Reese is great at rebounding. Angel Reese is putting up double-doubles. Caitlin Clark is doing something we have not seen on the women's side. Caitlin Clark looks like Steve Nash on the women's side. I mean, she's just fun to watch. Stephanie, exactly. She's fun to watch, man. And it's messed up that we're not focusing on the basketball. People are taking it, and making, points about race, points about all this other stuff. You got Cheryl Swoops mixed in with it. Why can't we just appreciate both players, talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and how great they've been?
To me, it's apparent that Cheryl Swoops resents, maybe not Caitlin Clark the person, because I know that they've had Cheryl Swoops shared a text exchange where they were both very respectful to each other, but I think she still resents the way people are reacting to Caitlin Clark.
Right.
So it's like, not your fault, but you got to be kidding me. I was as good as you, and I didn't get anything close to this.
Well, and that's the thing. I call it the Brock Purdy syndrome. Remember? Brock is a fine man. He's a fine human being. But when people either A, put him in the category of Joe Montana, or B, say he's a system quarterback, you got both sides coming to defend the other. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with Caitlin Clark now. It's like if Angel Reese. If you're a fan of Angel Reese and hype her up, then you got Caitlin Clark fans coming at you but she's no Caitlin Clark, and vice versa. And so it's disgusting. And neither, Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, in my opinion, deserves to be dragged into this mud.
Angel Reese, not Rookie of the Year, though, right?
Not zero chance.
Right. Okay.
Zero. Yeah. And that's no offense to her.
Right.
She's any other year, maybe. Not this year. It's clear as day Caitlin Clark's going to be the Rookie of the Year. Clear as day, White.
Yeah. So, and then there's the issue. I think a lot of people think that Caitlin Clark gets as much attention as she gets because she's white. and that she would not be getting as much attention if she were not white. I'm sure there's some
Right.
resentment there.
Yeah, and I believe for some it's probably true. There are probably some people that gravitate to her because of the color of her skin. Not me personally. I like the way she plays basketball.
Mhm.
Her passing is elite. Her deep threes, that's something we haven't seen. But in America, race plays a part in almost everything, Whitey. We would be naive not to admit that. For some people in this country, race is always going to be a part of their decision making, who they watch. It is in this country. Let me tell you a quick story too, real quick story. I'm up in Vancouver, Canada this past weekend. Guy's doing the juggling, and he makes a joke about Americans and their guns. And it kind of like, is that the reputation we have? So when we talk about race, is that the reputation we have worldwide? You come back, like Muhammad Ali, used to say, talking about the Vietnam War, they never called him an N-word, but people here in his own hometown, his own home soil. And so it's frustrating, man. And this Caitlin Clark discourse is part of it. It's like, I'm telling you, I'm on my phone all the time. Way too much, Whitey, way too much. And the amount of negativity on social media is ridiculous right now.
Is anybody else a little buckled by how high the TV numbers are, if that's true, that a WNBA game, it's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's just like, wow, a slap in the face that they outdrew every NBA game but one on NBA TV. And apparently they far outrated a baseball game.
I mean,
I love baseball, but that's so sad.
It's crazy. But Caitlin Clark.
Come on, baseball.
Dude, Caitlin Clark is the biggest story in sports since when? In American sports.
Brock Purdy.
Nice. She tops Brock Purdy. I'm sorry, Jay.
It is because it's a racial. I'm 100% with you. A lot of what's going on with Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese is definitely drummed up on race, culture, background for sure.
Yeah,
I'm 100% with you. I'm trying to think biggest sports story since.
Well, I thought of Wemby, but obviously that's French.
Wemby. But like we just saw the numbers on it. Wemby's played on the WNBA
I know,
TV.
That's one of the things I thought of.
Like, is she like Steph Curry, LeBron? You know what I mean? Like a game changer.
The only thing I say to that is this, fellas, and this is gonna sound completely negative towards Caitlin Clark, like I'm falling in the same category. I guess. When games are on NBA TV, they're also on somewhere else. No one else can catch a fever game anywhere else but on NBA TV. So there's not a lot of competition in what's going on. That's my thing. Is NBA games on NBA TV normally mean I'm watching Drape's, the Kings game. I'm not watching Orlando versus Philadelphia on NBA TV. I think that's the thing. She doesn't have a lot of competition right now when it comes now. We'll see come next week, though. We'll see
right.
This past weekend with college football now.
That's
stuff
be
like
tough.
That. Yeah.
Woo. You're right, but some of the supposed competition is MLB. And
is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Nah,
but it's not.
And the last point on this, guys, I'm in a bar in Vancouver. No, this was in Seattle, as a matter of fact. Caitlin Clark and them are playing. 4 or 5 people gathered around that TV watching WNBA. We got golf on. We got baseball.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching that. The people are watching. Gathered around the TV.
Was watching the Mariners?
Nah, nobody was watching the Mariners.
Crucial weekend showdown.
Nobody was watching
against who?
It was background noise in there.
One of 162? I doubt it.
Speaking of the Mariners, their announcers are a little skeptical on the A's move
to
Sacramento. We'll get into that next on Sactown Sports.
It's unforgiving. It starts with a nod the head, a lifetime in 8 seconds, known as rodeo. All right, pull. The 90th annual Marysville Stampede is coming to the Cotton Rosso Arena September 14th and 15th. If you want to see rodeo's best, you better be there. It's a whole weekend of the best pro rodeo action for the whole family. Bareback, saddle bronc, bull riding, plus the Flying Cowboys BMX motorcycle show. It's just $25 for adults and $15 for kids 4 to 12. Don't you miss 1 second of the heart-pounding, ground-shaking, fucking twisting rodeo action. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com. The 90th Annual Marysville Stampede, Saturday, September 14th at 5 p.m. and Sunday, September 15th at 3:30 p.m. at the Cotton Rosser Arena in Marysville. Tickets are available now at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT Turbo Max. In stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Labor Day savings on now at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details. Ends 9/3/24.
Hi, this is Congressman Kevin Kiley. We live in the greatest congressional district in America. From the Gold Country to the High Sierra, we are blessed with unmatched beauty and natural resources. But issues like sky-high gas and food prices and rising crime make life hard for too many. I'm working across party lines to pass common-sense legislation that will make life better, safer, and more affordable. If you're a veteran or senior trying to get help with your benefits, or having any other issues with the federal government bureaucracy, call my office toll-free at 1-888-406-3855. Over the last 18 months, we've helped resolve thousands of cases of all types and returned over $7 million to constituents. This is Congressman Kevin Kiley. You can visit my website at kiley.house.gov to learn more. We are here to serve you. Thank you for listening. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
People should have more faith in us. Compio on the chat. Thanks for being with us, Compio, as always. I don't know how the Drive is going to top last week. The Top 40 Kings week was epic.
Man, we just getting started. Please.
Football's just starting. Besides,
Right.
We're not even finished with the Kings Top 40. We got more on that today. You got your chance to vote at the website, you know? Yeah, and that's going to be till Friday. You'll have a chance. We extended it. We had it only over the holiday weekend, and people are doing stuff over the holiday. And, so Frankie's like, yeah, I'll extend that. So you have a chance to vote on that on our website until Friday. So you get a chance to let us know what you think about where we might have been wrong. Ha! I was only wrong in a couple spots.
I was wrong in one. One major one. Marvin Bagley. I'll take that one to my grave. That's my fault, Kings fans.
And
I
think
apologize.
at some point, Jay may decide to reveal who the players are who got only one vote. And there's a whole bunch of them.
Yes.
Kings players that only got
one.
We don't get to find out
That's
who
going to be a
voted
who's
for
who.
them necessarily.
Right.
But we'll find out the players who only
Yeah,
got
I won't
one.
tell you the panelists, but I'll give you the names.
That's going to be one of
We can do
those.
that.
Oh, I forgot about that guy. Or, I forgot. He was on there?
How did he get it?
Yeah, how did he get it? Yeah.
I will say this, though. Like, when Henry was in here Friday, we'd all said, there's no way Purvis Ellison should get a vote. But when Henry explained it, I would not have voted for him, but I understood what he was saying.
Right. It made sense.
Yes.
The number one overall pick,
Yeah.
only one in Sacramento history.
Mhm.
I get it. But still, the honorable mention or something like that. Make him 41.
Yeah. As far as you said, you were wondering, Kalen Clark is the biggest sports story since whom? Somebody mentioned Tiger on the text line.
Yeah.
How about this from Ward Drapes? Is she the Taylor of sports?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Don't start this.
Nah, that's a good question because anything she touches turns to gold now. Taylor Swift right now can do no wrong. Like
Jalen obviously can.
But there's a segment of haters for Taylor Swift too, though. Jay,
And
right?
Taylor now is also an offensive coordinator.
Oh, she drawing up plays too.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch out.
I wonder who they're
Watch
throwing
out.
the ball to on the plays
I
that
know,
she
right?
draws up.
Well, there's a reason why I drafted Travis Kelce as my tight end in fantasy football.
From the 916, who has the bigger effect, LBJ's rookie year or Caitlin Clark's rookie year?
Caitlin Clark's rookie year, easily.
As far as just the rookie year?
Yeah, rookie year. Yeah. LeBron, historically, is an all-time great. But his rookie year, we still had Kobe, Shaq, at the top of their games.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Duncan. There were still really great players Allen Iverson, who moved the needle. Caitlin Clark immediately walks in and becomes the top attraction in the WNBA.
I think she's one of those players that if you like basketball, maybe even if you've never watched the WNBA, you watch her and it's like, oh, she's fun to watch, period.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Whitey. It's not necessarily, oh, I'm pulling for her. She's just enjoyable to watch. The way she plays the game. I told you, Steve Nash, like, I was thinking about it yesterday. It's almost Jason Kidd-like, too, meaning a point guard that can get you 25 to 30, but also can get you 10 to 15 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's amazing, man, watching her play.
Mm-hmm. So we got a lot to get to. We'll get to the details on Trent Williams' contract. The 49ers now, they're set. They're set. Look out.
I got my swagger back.
You guys aren't baiting me into this. I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for it. Man, I'm not falling for it. Talk to me. What's the last date of the regular season? January 4th or whatever it may be.
You got to make it out of Brazil first. Then we'll talk. All right.
You know what? I'm okay. If we lose in Brazil, I'm okay. Because I'm not falling for the Eagles 10-1 again. Remember last year I was riding high. I was feeling good. And then the bottom fell out.
I remember.
So
that.
I'm not going to overreact to a week 1 loss like Niners fans will on Monday night. Like the sky will be falling if the Niners lose to Aaron freaking Rodgers. How you going to lose to Aaron Rodgers?
They won't, but that would stink.
Come on, man. Jordan Love? All right, you can lose. Jordan Love's one of the young up-and-comers. Aaron Rodgers? Can't lose to Aaron Rodgers.
You're already making excuses for your team to lose.
No,
opening game.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just setting it up. I'm not going to overreact week 1.
All right, you mentioned the Mariners. You were up in Seattle.
Oh, yes.
Just real quick. Yesterday, the A's walked off the Mariners. Shea Langoliers hit his second home run, deck shot to lead out the 9th inning for the win over the Mariners. At one point, the Mariner announcers were talking about the A's future because that's the last game the Mariners will play conceivably in Oakland. So it's Aaron Goldsmith and Mike Blowers. Mike Blowers used to play. Here's some of the things they were saying about the A's move to Sacramento.
Some cards for him and some other people. And he said, Mike, I want to give you my business card. And I said, okay. And he handed me a toothbrush.
Did you tell him that we're never coming back here again?
We talked about that, actually.
Do you have a branch in Sacramento?
It sounds like parking's going to be a problem in Sacramento.
That might not be the only problem.
Yeah.
We'll see. 1 ball and 2 strikes. These are the final 4 games the Mariners will play here at the Coliseum. Final month for A's baseball here. They're moving to Sacramento. Of course, they're hoping to eventually move to Las Vegas, but they'll be in Sacramento for years, a number of years before then.
Sounds like parking is going to be a problem in Sacramento. That might not be the only problem.
What's he mean? What's he mean by that? He need to explain himself.
Aaron who?
That was Aaron Goldsmith, I believe. Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah, he's a play-by-play guy. All they're saying is it's a minor league facility. That's all they're saying.
Oh, is that all?
They're not talking about Sacramento per se. They're talking about they're going to be playing Major League Baseball in the minor league ballpark.
Aaron Goldsmith.
They're making fun of the whole thing, talking about Vegas. They're supposed to go to Vegas. There hasn't even been one shovel of dirt moved in Vegas.
Right. I'm looking this guy up. Aaron Goldsmith.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Probably ain't never been to Sac. You don't know nothing about Sacramento.
Oh, you think there's a little more to that? Think it's a little more pointed? That might not be the only problem they have in Sacramento.
Yeah, I don't know what's. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. It's like, why you gotta try and denigrate and put down Sac? You know,
I'm not sure he is,
but we're gonna take everything personally.
I know. I can tell you've been here a long time now because that's what we do in Sacramento. Right? Yes.
Aaron Goldsmith, that's Yahoo. I never heard of this guy.
I'll tell you what, Jay, the A's are playing some pretty good baseball right now.
Doing their thing.
Yeah.
I know caller Frank is I guarantee we told him right now 916-339-1140. He'd tell you they're going to knock the Astros out of the playoffs as he said before, and they'll win the division next year, which I guess is happy hunting. But they are playing ball. Butler is tearing a patch out the ball right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he started this month, June with 2 home runs. He's got 20 already.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing his thing, man. Like he's a good ball player. But the tough part, fellas, for me is the A's, and we talk about this. They do this. They tease you, and then come next year, they'll figure out a way not to even bring back 5 of these guys.
But they're almost too young to do that.
They
do
are.
that
They
when
are.
a guy, he's like arbitration eligible or something.
Truth.
We can't pay him. These guys are still so young. They're not making much money. You saw it. Steph Curry, when his extension kicks in, he makes what, $63 million a year? That's more than the A's. The A's are making right now.
Yes. Unbelievable. And when I look at it, fellas, they're only 15 back.
Only
like
is that the
I'm talking
right now
in the division, like behind the Astros. Like that's a banner year for the A's, right? I'm looking at
it's not.
No, come on, Jay.
It's improvement.
It's improvement.
Yeah.
The Angels are worse than them. Like, think about this.
I'm not saying much.
The Central, AL Central. I saw this stat the other day. The AL Central, as a division, I don't know, you guys probably saw this. 38 games below 500.
But aren't there like 3 teams that have winning records in the division?
4 teams outside of the White Sox are bringing everybody down. Jay, they could be 48 and a half behind like the White Sox are, but they're not, man. 15 is solid.
It is. And what they're going to do, and we might be, the timing might be perfect for us right here in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
We know the A's are good for having a 3-4 year run. They're, as Whitey's pointed, their guys are under contract. They're not they haven't hit the 6-year arbitration mark. And then next thing you know, once they start to trickle towards that 6th year, then it just becomes, okay, we're trading everybody off. But this looks like to be, their battery pack for the next 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I like
talk
it.
about it. They're excited. The players are excited.
Yeah.
Might just work
But
out.
the question becomes, how do they add the firepower? Because you still need 1 or 2 more pieces.
Yeah, you need some bats. They're not going to add.
So what are we getting excited for then?
Brent Rooker.
Okay.
That's what we're getting excited about. Yeah. The good news just keeps coming today for the 49ers. We'll take a closer look at Trent Williams' new deal, his shiny new deal, when we come back to Sactown Sports.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another 3-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Matched De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store, and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Brandon Aiyuk is back with the 49ers, and now Trent Williams is. So have the 49ers clinched anything? Can you give them the Super Bowl trophy? Probably. Well, one thing is for sure, today John Lynch clinching NFL Executive of the Year, right? They signed Brandon Aiyuk, and they created cap space. Somehow you signed Brandon Aiyuk, and in the process, you create cap space. That's like magic or something. How do you do that?
Worried about their cap space, man.
That's amazing.
Cap space is fleeting, if you will, Whitey. It's fleeting. This time next year, when you got to pay Brock Purdy $65 million, something like that, Travarius Ward, all these guys that are up next season, cap space. Who cares about cap space?
Jay, how
they do with their cap space last season?
How do you sign Brandon Aiyuk?
Bring in Randy Gregory. How'd that work?
In the process, you create cap space like a wizard or something.
How'd Randy Gregory work out?
Gandalf or something. How are you doing that? And then they needed it because some of that, of course, went to Trent Williams.
Exactly. They moved some money around and gave Trent the big contract. Caps. Don't talk to me about caps.
Jay, I believe they created what? Like they had up to 50 million. Where'd that rank in the NFL?
That'd be number one.
Man, if you could turn cap space into a Super Bowl, why even play the season?
Did you say number one? Like
That'd
more than anybody?
One. Yeah, more than anyone. More than the Commanders. More than the Falcons.
More than the Browns.
2 and 3.
Yeah. Now, we don't know if they still – well, I don't think they still have that much cap space after figuring out Trent Williams. But that is why they had to do Aiyuk first, right? They had to get that done. And now you got Trent Williams. And not only did he practice today and agree to his deal, he actually spoke to the media. What do we have? What is Trent talking about here, Jay? Yeah. He says, He said, okay, well, it's pretty much a done deal now.
Pretty much done. I hadn't signed anything, but –
What was your goal? What did you look to accomplish through the whole round?
Just security. Obviously, it's a volatile league. And a guy my stature, my age, I thought security was important, and that was all.
Here's what's being reported: 49ers and Trent Williams agreed to a restructured 3-year. $82.66 million deal, $48 million at signing, $25.69 million via a signing bonus per his agents. And Trent Williams says, what do you think, Drapes? Jay, dear listener, wants to play till he's 40, hopes to win a Super Bowl late in his career like Andrew Whitworth did.
That's surprising to me, because we were just talking about it a couple of segments ago. We think Trent might not play out the 3 years of his contract. He might retire. But if he's trying to play till he's 40, that's it. Now we're talking another contract maybe, right? Because that's what he said. He said usually when he signs a contract, he's thinking, all right, how do I get to my next contract? And so, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But that's some breaking news that Trent wants to play till he's 40. A lot of people thought he might retire after this past season, now at 36 years old. And so if he's going to be here another 3 years, that's huge for the Niners.
Yeah. Here he is talking about the fines that he has incurred, what may happen with them, and about the negotiation process.
Adding up the fines ever in your head?
No, I ain't trying not to think about it. It's kind of one of the things where you kind of know you're gonna leverage. It's what for lack of better words, kind of war. Both sides gonna lose a little blood, but way the white flag at the end. We both signed a little peace treaty, and we good.
Cool. One of the cool things about him is some guys are up there and they're talking to the media, and this is how we talk to the media. And Trent Williams I don't care. What do you want to know? What do you got?
He's just Trent being Trent out there, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm looking at some of the cap numbers. We're talking about salary cap numbers and the Niners 50.
You're very dismissive of these cap numbers.
No, because it's interesting. Tom Pelissero, talked about the beauty of having a top QB making under $1 million. Put it into perspective. Brock Purdy's deal. Brock makes 0.39% of the 49ers cap this season.
And you think he's overpaid?
Dak Prescott makes 21.59% of the team's cap. That's crazy.
Yeah. he felt compelled, did Trent Williams, to come back after what happened with Ricky Pearsall this weekend.
Honestly, to be real, I felt more compelled to come back after that than anything, because, you know, I've never experienced that, like, in my playing career, to have a teammate, you know, shot, so to speak. So in my mind, I'm like, man, I just want to get back, get around the team. Like, Ricky stood out to me because when I popped in for OTAs for the 30 minutes I was here, he did, like, go out of his way to come and introduce himself to me, in which we was going to meet each other eventually. But, you know, I'm getting there. There's 90 guys on the team just walking out. I don't really know everybody just yet. So for him to come up and kind of introduce, and I just instantly felt his vibe and, you know, could just feel he's such a genuine person. So as soon as I seen that happen, I'm like, man, I just want to give back. I just want to be, you know, a voice in his ear, let him know everything going to be all right. I'll be there for the team. You know, a lot of people probably hurt and confused about what happened and thinking that am I next, you know. So I wanted to be around for that. But, you know, my message is just to realize you're a target.
I think you may have made this point, Drapes. I believe you did last week, and it's so true now. And in no way, shape, or form am I making light of anything that happened with Ricky Pearsall. But can you imagine if the 49ers were the Hard Knocks team?
Right. Like, seriously. Like, there needs to be a 30 for 30 or a docket. Like, this has been a wild offseason or a training camp and leading up to the regular season for the Niners. They've had everything happen, man. And I wonder, you know, and like you said, not to make light of anything, but could this galvanize the team a little bit more? You know, refocus them, bring them together a little closer, you know, especially when Ricky P comes back and actually plays in the game. You know, they're talking, 4 weeks he's going to miss. So that would mean the Jets game, Vikings, Rams, and Patriots come back October 6th against Arizona. Like, can you imagine the first time he walks onto the field? If they got the boom box going, he got to be at the front up there with Debo and Trent and those guys. And so that's going to be magical when he comes out. And that's a home game too, Whitey.
I wouldn't have thought so until hearing, you know, Trent Williams is the guy.
Yes.
And if it affected him that way, then, it affected the team potentially that way as well.
Yeah, and listening to Trent, I thought to myself, come on, Trent, you don't even know Ricky P. But he said he met him, you know, that half hour he was there. And I was like, listening to Trent, one thing, and seeing some of the video from practice today, he's a leader. And not just in terms of the typical work. I'm talking emotional, the swag they have. Like, Trent Williams is a big part of that organization, that culture of that team. And just seeing him return today, hearing him talk, you could tell they missed him at training camp.
It was interesting to me to hear him talking about when Ricky Pearsall was shot, and he almost couldn't say it. You know, I've never had a teammate shot, so to speak. Well, not so to speak, he was, but it's almost like he couldn't say the words.
Right. Emotional for him. You know, it's shocking. You know, it's something obviously that doesn't happen every day. An NFL player, you know, in broad daylight getting, you know, attempted robbery there. And so, no, it's that's why I think, you know, the team probably is going to be focused. You know, all the ups and downs.
You sound disappointed.
No, not at all. Not in all honesty, I don't.
Probably going to be focused.
As long as my Eagles are one game better than the Niners, Niners could go 16-1 if the Eagles are 17-0. Like that. That's all I care about. I don't care. Niners, you know what? Have fun. Beat the Jets. Long as my Eagles stay one step ahead of you.
How many teams in the NFC, off the top of your head right now, legitimately could win the NFC this year? Would you put Dallas in that group? Let's put your Eagles in there.
No, you got to throw the Eagles
Let's put the 49ers in there.
People are high on the Packers, and they came close last year.
Lions, right?
Lions. So 4. Probably 4. I'm not throwing the Rams in just yet. I'm not throwing the Rams.
Put the Packers in there?
Yeah, I'm going to throw the Packers in. They gave the Niners all they could handle.
So no Cowboys?
Just because they turtle. They fold when it matters most.
Tampa Bay looked pretty good against your team in the playoffs last year.
My team was an 0-17 team by that point. We were defeated. Guys had already booked their offseason travel plans.
Kirk Cousins and the Falcons?
That's Jay's
Caleb
guy.
Williams?
Ooh,
The stunning Chicago Bears?
I like Chicago, but no, not Super Bowl contenders, not NFC.
So maybe 4.
I think 4. Yeah, I think those are the 4. And then Dallas probably would be the 5th.
Would have to, give them some kind of.
Yeah. If you're, they aren't on the Mount Rushmore, but they're on the. If we were to add one more, then they would be on that list.
How likely is this ESPN computer simulation of the upcoming season to come true? I think if you're a 49er fan, you better hope it doesn't come true. But we'll take a look at this. And I don't think Trace is going to think much of it either. And it's next year. Coming right back with that on Sactown Sports.
My kids call me Tom. So unnerving. Every day, the older one's like, "How you doing, Tom?" I go, "Hey, I'm not your fucking stepdad, all right? I wish I was. It'd be a lot easier, but I'm not."
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to the venue at Thunder Valley September 5th. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Tom Segura, Come Together.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Top of the hour, 4 o'clock. Going to take another look at our Kings top 40 and 40, review the list, and we got some twists, including chance for you to cast your vote. Tell you all about that coming up. And Jay's going to maybe, if we're good, reveal some of the players have only got one vote, single vote for, what is it, Jay, about 20-something guys, I think you said?
Yeah, 28.
28 guys got
one vote.
Well, no, they got votes. We got 28 guys who received more. I mean, who got on the ballot at least one time. I believe 19 people got one vote.
19. Okay.
So we got a couple that's got 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. Looking forward to that. It's been a lot of fun. It's been some of the most fun stuff that we've ever done.
No, yeah, that's we making moves out here, making waves. It's caught on like wildfire out there, and 19 people taking part. It's pretty good.
Based on a text that we were privy to, it sounds like at least one player who was on the list thought he should have been higher. Is that the way you would read that?
Yes. I don't want to tell the language that player used, but yeah, he probably thought he should have been higher.
He had a sense of humor about it, but he
yeah. Oh, can we tease also who we got coming up this week on Thursday? Jay put it in our text chain. Thursday, Jason Thompson.
Nice.
Is coming on. Former Sacramento King. Great, long tenured Sacramento King.
Longest, right? Most games?
Yeah. Thursday at 2:30 he'll be on. So looking forward to that.
What's up with Bano? Any idea when Bano might circle back with us?
Yeah, I got a couple. I just haven't put them all up on the list.
Gotcha.
I think he's coming on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that's going to continue. I know someone said, oh, what are they going to do now? Well, it's not over yet. And we've got football season kicking off Thursday. So ESPN.com here with Seth Walder, ESPN Analytics. They have posted this today. It's a simulation of the entire season from ESPN's Football Power Index. Now, truth be told, they did thousands of these. For some reason, they chose this one simulation to talk about. Here's what they have. Simulation of the entire season. What do you think of these? I'll give you the headlines. Tell me, if you would, please, 0 to 10, how likely you think this is. 0's like, no chance. 10's like, yeah, all right. The Bills and Falcons fall flat. Let's see.
Bills
7 and 10 for Buffalo and 6 and 11 for Atlanta.
I'm gonna say
I give that like a 4.
I think Buffalo's going to be better. Yep.
Caleb Williams leads the Bears to the postseason. 10-7 record. They sneak into the playoffs as a number 7 seed.
Yeah, I was about to say 7 get in now. Let me see. 1, 2.
Before you go any further, listen to this. The Bears weren't a one-and-done team. They upset number 2 seeded Philadelphia in the wild card round.
Why do I have to hear that?
What do you think? How likely is that?
Let me look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that's tough.
Maybe a 6, right, Jay? Maybe a 6.
I don't see
about
it.
The Bears getting a playoffs, not beating the team.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd give it a 5. I don't think it's going to happen. Real quick, Dallas and Philly. That's 2. Lions, Packers.
Yeah,
that's 4. Somebody from the NFC South. That's what, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Niners, 6. And it's going to come down to maybe the Rams and the Bears.
Maybe so.
For that 7.
Eagles win the NFC East after a late
10!
season surge.
10! You ask me 10. Ain't no competition out there. Woo! At worst an 8.
Yeah.
If I'm being
entering
true.
week 13, the Eagles sat 6-6. Then they found themselves down the stretch. So yeah, a big win in week 17. But then they lose to the Bears in the playoffs. That's what
their simulation is?
Yeah. The Bengals seize the AFC North from the Ravens. It's Joe Burrow back. I think the Bengals are an excellent team, but I think the Ravens are still better.
Yeah, I got the Ravens. So I give that, a 3 or 4, something like that.
The Bucks do it again. Maybe.
Do what?
I don't care.
Make the playoffs? It's garbage division. Yeah, why not?
Vikings stumble to the number 1 overall pick. That's what I'm telling you. That week 2 matchup for the 49ers might not be that tough.
Nah, I don't know. I think the Patriots got that locked up.
Aaron Rodgers and strong defense lead the Jets to the AFC Championship game. 3.
Yeah, 3. I can't see it. AFC Championship game? I got Buffalo better. I got Miami better than them.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals better than them. Ravens better than them. Come on, no, I don't see it.
These are ESPN's Football Power Index results from a simulation of the upcoming season. The 49ers fail to reach the Super Bowl.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What? What happened? What happened?
Stumbled down the stretch to finish 10-7. They win the division. They demolished the Cowboys in the wild card round, taking care of the Bucs in the divisional round.
Fly, Eagles. Fly. Go ahead.
No, they're already out.
Oh, they're already out.
According to this simulation. Detroit's improved defense forced a Brock Purdy interception on the opening drive. 49ers fought back. Lions held them at arm's length the rest of the way. Lions win the NFC Championship 30-24, reach their first Super Bowl.
Dang. What you giving that on the 1 to 10?
That's a fairy tale. Yeah, that's science fiction.
Oh, man. Oh, shoot. The thing about it, Whitey.
And then they have the Lions beating the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, come on. They had to do that. Come on. Come on. Oh, man. I just think the NFC is kind of wide open, though, man. I know the Niners are the favorites, but, we just mentioned 4 or 5 teams that could really come out of the NFC this year. Nah? Not buying that?
You never know. Football's so bouncing the ball. And every September, it looks for sure like, this team's going to be good, and that team's going to be good, and that team's going to be terrible, and it just doesn't work out.
It doesn't. I mean, I saw that last year.
Yeah.
With my boys.
Yeah.
In
that case, they had like 2 different seasons in the same year.
Everything was going, you're getting the wins, and then bam, the bottom falls out. And so it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint. I mean, think about it, too. We talked about the Niners after their hot start. Look how up and down they were, topsy-turvy, if you will, last season. Got off to the great start, obviously, opened up pretty good, 5 straight wins. Then you lose 3. Then you win a whole bunch in a row. It's like you sort of hit a lull there, at some point in the season. And so one thing we know about the NFL, there is going to come a point. I'm looking at this Niners schedule right here, Whitey, where midway through the season, they got some tough games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you look at it, this stretch right here at Seattle, and I know you're not a Seattle guy. I know that. I get that. At Seattle, Kansas City, Dallas, Tampa, Seattle, Green Bay, Buffalo. That's a hell of a stretch right there.
Buffalo's 7 and
No, that's what that's
10 this year.
But we thought they were going to be better. Like, that's a hell of a stretch they got to go through.
Peter Schrager, Good Morning Football.
Yeah.
He believes Kyle Shanahan has the most writing on this season out of any player, coach, or owner in the National Football League.
No. I can't co-sign that. I do think this is a boom or bust year for the Niners. Like, they really got to, if they don't get it done, start looking inward. Not saying they make changes, but they got to start questioning some things. But there's so many other coaches on the hot seat before Kyle Shanahan, my guy in Philly. To me, is at the top of the list. Sirianni gets off to a 1-3 start. He might be out of there quickly.
But I think for Sirianni, let's say something does go sideways and he's out. Mm-hmm. He got his team to the Super Bowl, and for him, it's like, that was pretty good. Kyle Shanahan's supposed to be one of the elite coaches, a genius. If you never win a Super Bowl, it's hard to convince people that, you're a groundbreaking coach.
Right.
And if they don't do it this year, it gets increasingly difficult to keep that roster together.
Right. I mean, you could argue this will probably be their best roster during the Shanahan tenure because changes are going to come next season. They're going to lose some guys. This is the most complete they've been under Kyle Shanahan. But here's the thing, Whitey. If you keep coming up short, what can you, it's no excuses not to win.
Right.
You got the best team. You got the best roster. What do you want? You want a dream team to get it done, Niners fans? You got the squad to get it done.
Some of it is just the ball has to bounce your way, like I said. But a lot of what Jerry Jones said about the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy applies right now to Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. This year, the fact that the window, who knows, but it looks like it could be closing. Does that galvanize them? Does that help them focus? Does it bring out the best football they can play? Or is it something that holds them back this year? The tension of that.
The weight
gravity
of that on their shoulders.
Yeah. Just that fear of being close, like, wow, we're not going to fail again this year, are we? If it comes down to that in a significant playoff game where they're behind.
And not only that,
Nobody
too,
knows
Whitey.
the answer.
Nobody knows the answer. And not only that, but are they viewing this as their last dance? And does that come with some inherent pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to get it done this year. We might not have to.
They're not dummies. They have to be aware.
They got to be aware of it.
Even though, one of the reasons they brought back Aiyuk is he's young. Purdy is young. They'll re-sign him. It'll be expensive. They'll have to do a lot of gymnastics. Bosa is young. So you still got a lot of your core guys that are going to be around for a while.
Right.
As far as the overall roster, couldn't be much better. If there's any truth to what Grant Cohn is saying, which is that Jed York is not happy with Lynch and Shanahan, it's just the frustration of, how much money do I have to pay to win one of these things?
Right.
You guys get I give you everything.
Exactly. And Grant Cohn, you mentioned, he said, I'm hearing that the Niners front office is not pleased with Shanahan and John Lynch. How could he hear that? Like, I don't understand. How could they not be pleased? Right. And who leaked that info to him?
Can I say something real fast? Real quick.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
No, real quick. Because in the same vein, Grant Cohn last year and not too long ago, a couple months ago, I was just looking at the piece and I'll pull it up so we can watch it. It sounds like Jed York is not happy with Parag either, which is the VP and personnel guy and the analytics guy for the 49ers. And so to me, it sounds like Grant, and we know how Grant Cohn operates. He's a friend of the show, by the way.
I was about to say, we got
love for Grant Cohn. Ain't no disrespect to Grant.
That's his whole thing. Is he takes more shots.
And I think he attacks Shanahan. Him and Shanahan aren't the best of buddies.
Right.
They aren't. They aren't. Nick Sirianni and Kyle Draper.
Right.
And so when you really sit down and look at it, fellas, I would be surprised if Jed York and Parag aren't, I guess so shaking hands right now. But I also think it's one of those things where Parag has got to catch some heat too. Like, it's time for Parag Marathi, who again is the 49ers executive VP and personnel. John Lynch is the general manager. Parag is the money guy.
The numbers guy.
He's the numbers guy. He's the money guy. So John Lynch has got to go back to him. And I think you heard that this offseason not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago. Remember, John Lynch he said this in one of the interviews. This took a little longer than I thought too, fellas. Like, I'm ready to move on as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not sold on a Grant Cohn.
So you're saying Aiyuk is like buying the car, and John Lynch is in there with him, and Aiyuk says this. And so John Lynch like, I got to go talk to my manager.
Yeah.
Parag's the guy he's going to talk to.
Gotta go talk to him.
Yeah,
But we
crunch the numbers.
Fellas, we can't rip Parag on one hand and then praise him for $50 million in cap space.
I didn't rip
on the
him.
other hand, people are pointing finger and like, we got to start, holding him to the fire. By all accounts, he's done a hell of a job, Jay.
Yeah, he has.
With the money.
But I think what I'm saying with Grant Cohn's report is it's the timing of it, right, fellas? We could have got this done 3 months ago, and it sounds like Grant Cohn is putting out on John Lynch and Shanahan, but probably more on John Lynch, like, hey, you shouldn't have played hardball, where I think John Lynch has kind of come out and said, this ain't on me. Like, I'm negotiating it, but I'm taking it to the money man, too, to get the approval.
Some people we know had suggested that one of the reasons the 49ers were dug in on Aiyuk is because they felt at the highest level that they wanted a negotiating win, because Bosa, that was not a win for the 49ers. So if you said it yourself Friday, in your opinion, or Thursday, you didn't think that this was a win for the Niners.
No, I still don't. Yeah.
If they lost, from the vantage point of ownership, wait, we lost the Bosa negotiation. Now we lost another one after all that. I don't think you'd be happy about that. Unless you win a Super Bowl.
And that's at Parag, right? We're talking that, you're our money guy, and we're losing all these negotiations. But like you said, if they win,
right,
money is money. Who cares?
But that's why I think this year is more of all right, better do it now, right?
Yes.
It better happen now.
Well, that's the thing, too.
The foolish thing is, what are you going to do? Go get Chip Kelly?
Right. That ain't happening, right?
All right, when we come back, how the 49ers signed Aiyuk, and as we've been trying to figure out how they created cap space and what it means going forward, next on Sactown Sports.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Garrett to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The Labor Day Sell-a-thon is on at Folsom Lake Ford. Get huge discounts, low finance rates, and zero down deals on approval of credit right now. Shop Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
It's just strange to be sitting here and realize that officially summer is over.
Yeah.
Right? It just whoosh.
Well, is it officially over?
Well, it's been
A couple weeks, right?
Yeah, we still got it.
I mean, yeah, according to the calendar.
It's 99 degrees today.
It's going to be 100 the next couple
it's over.
days.
It ended September 1st, and Labor Day
Football's
was
back.
the end of summer.
NFL in 2 days from now.
Yeah. 2 days.
2 days.
That means basketball can't be far behind.
Dude, less than 40 days? Less than 35 days to the first preseason game. So I'm ready, man. I got to get in game shape, though, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I need. Jay, I know you hit me up with the boxing guy. I need like a weight loss expert or something like that, man.
You need a nutritionist?
Yeah, I need a nutritionist.
Okay.
Yeah, look at Whitey. Why you know me, man? I'm gonna just make a list, hold it up on YouTube.
Right.
Nutritionist, golf coach, juicer, chef. These are all the things I need in my life right now.
Sure.
I'm struggling, bro. I'm struggling. Serious. No, you think I'm joking, Whitey? I got to get down to my playing weight.
Pick one thing and focus on it, and boom, you got it.
I can't do that. That's my life is.
You can't fix everything
topsy-turvy.
at once.
Dude, I got so much out of place right now in my life. I'm like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm just trying to get through each day, big fella.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a nutritionist, a chef. How about this? Seriously, no, this is serious.
You've been eating well. I've just seen.
But then it's fool's gold. It's like Instagram.
That's on this show.
That's on this show. It's like Instagram. You post on Instagram, everything is fine, but in real life, you know what I need? Because I don't cook when I'm alone.
I knew you were in trouble when you went to Wingstop and got a salad. It's like, whoa.
We went to
That's not how you do that.
That's not how you do it, right? I need one of those home delivery kits, the meals that they ship to your house.
I got you.
You got a spot?
Dude, we just started. I told you, I'm dead serious.
You on that too, huh?
I'm
Jay?
on it, bro. I gotta drop 25. I can't. We're not giving no free publicity here.
Send that to me.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when they want to spend some money.
Because grocery shopping and then coming home from the show and have to cook and everything. I need something I could just throw in the microwave or throw in the pan and then whip it up and be done. Dude, I don't have shit at home like you, big fella. You get home probably a warm meal every day, right? Warm meal every day.
Pretty much.
See, must be nice.
It is nice.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Your boy got to fend for himself, bro. I'm fending for myself out there, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You just got to pick one thing, whatever it is, one thing, and work on that, right?
Do I?
I mean, if you want, you're doing fine. That's the thing.
Yeah, I got it. Seriously, I need to lose like 30 pounds before the season. I need help with that. We got 2 months or so before the season, 6-7 weeks. Let me lose like 20 pounds in 6-7 weeks. I'm going to text Jay's boxing guy here in a second.
How much how much are you working out, Drapes? Because I know you had the knee low situation after hoop
that's
and
the
stuff.
problem. It's I need to do 2 a days. Now I know, but now I probably do maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Some sort of, activity, whether it's riding a bike, going to the gym, something like that, taking a class. But I'm at the point now, fellas, where the season's coming up. I need 2 a days. This is like training camp. I need 2 a days. The season is coming up.
Jose does, our boss?
What?
You ever seen him?
No.
Sometimes I'll walk up to his office and he's like, he runs around and runs up the stairs, and then he runs around.
I ain't running that.
Office. He goes up the stairs.
Our office is not conducive to that.
Bullets.
Really?
I just had to get a little workout in.
Our office is not conducive to that.
Soccer players are in good shape.
No, they're in great shape, man. Can you imagine me running around our office like that? I can't do it. No, our office isn't conducive to that. That's the problem. I got the knee issues. I need some help, man. I'm throwing myself out there. Mm-hmm. Anybody that want to help me out?
Mm-hmm.
20 pounds by the time season rolls around.
Just find a good plan and stick to it, and soon your weight plan will be in as good a shape as the 49ers cap situation. That's my nominee for segue of the day.
That's tough. That's C minus.
Yeah,
right.
Passing grade though, right? It's a passing grade.
Real quick, I know we got to talk about the Niners, but I got one more story.
Yeah,
because I was about to bust this dude's chops when he said this. My son, who's a 10th grader.
You're going to bust your son's chops?
Yes, because he came home one day, this like last couple of weeks ago. Might even been during the offseason or during the summer. He's like, yeah, Dad, I got a C in this, this class. I was like, C? He's like, yeah, that's awesome, right? It's passing. I'm like, dude, C is average. C is, if that's all you want to be in life is a C student, I had to get into his butt about that. Like, aim to be an A, and if you get a B, all right, okay.
You know what class it was?
It wasn't math. It might have been like science or English or something like that. C, though? You can't be sticking out your chest with a C. I'm sorry. Were you a C student? You giving me that look like C's were great back in my
High
day.
school, I wasn't good. College, I did pretty well.
You did pretty
all right.
See, you can't. That's like, doing what's expected and then, wanting to get an award or trophy for that.
I took a meteorology class in college, and I remember going up to check the grades and seeing C minus.
Ooh, C?
It was a tough class.
That's not even average.
Okay, that's what I remember.
Meteorologist?
Well, it was a meteorology
That's a science class, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Years later, during the pandemic, I was applying for some job, and I had to get my transcript. So I got my transcript from San Francisco State, and I got my transcript. I got a B minus. It's like, I looked at the thing wrong, or I looked at it wrong. Like, I was so happy.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
I went up a full grade in meteorology 20 years.
20 years after the fact. Yeah. That C minus was killing you for 20 years, right? Oh, that's funny.
Brandon Aiyuk met with the media today, and when all is said and done, he says he's right where he wants to be.
Just trying to make sure we got the right spot. Just trying to make sure that everything was covered and make sure that we were good on both sides.
Brandon, was there ever a time in this that you thought you were going to be playing somewhere else, and if so, what?
I don't think there was times where I had to kind of, get my mind right for that being a possibility. Yeah.
How do you go about getting your mind right in that situation? What do you mean by that?
Just being open to whatever it may be.
But ultimately, you wanted to stay here. Like, how much was that kind of the driving force between getting it done?
Yeah, it's easy to say that now. Ultimately, yeah, I want to be in this position right here that I'm in right now, standing here, talking to y'all. But like I said, every day was different. It's negotiation. Every day is different, and just following my heart and myself in each day, and that led to here today.
Someone needs to tell Brandon Aiyuk, maybe he can
move a little closer to that,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy asking the questions was fine. Brandon
Aiyuk is way back.
It's like he can't be bothered, right?
Here's the thing, Whitey, and he said earlier, and we ran the sound, about how he said, I made things a little more difficult at the end. In what way? I need to know some specifics. I need to know who caused all this angst. You can't just come back, sign, and everything's all good. Dude, I got the war wounds, the battle wounds for talking about this for 6 weeks. I need to know what went down because we had the report last week, Adam Schefter, that basically Aiyuk agreed to the deal that was on the table since August 10th.
And given that's from Schefter.
But then Aiyuk says he made things difficult towards the end. Mm-hmm. And so I wonder, like, dude, are you the one that put us through all this? Or were the Niners play a hardball being cheap? I need to know.
But you know how it is when you negotiate a deal. I'm sure you've done many. If you negotiate with someone about something and you're in there and like, I want this. And they're like, oh, okay. Then don't you feel like, oh, I blew it, right?
Right. I should have asked for that.
Right? That means you just gave away a lot of money.
Right. That's true. That's 100% true. No, I know exactly how that is. You're right. If it's like, dang, I should ask for 20,000 more, or whatever it is.
Sure thing. Let's shake.
Oh man. That's awesome. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Here's what the 49ers did. Some numbers here. With the new deal, Brandon Aiyuk's cap hit went from 14.1 to 5.7 million for this year. So that created cap space. Then they also reworked Malik Collins' deal.
Yep.
And according to Spotrac, the way they reworked the deal, you void 3 years, you convert a salary into signing bonus. They carried the league high $50.5 million of space into week one. That's still officially what they have because, well, I guess Trent Williams now, we don't know if he's signed it. They've agreed to it, but it's not signed, it sounds
and
like.
how does that impact that?
So that will impact that. But if it isn't signed yet, then they officially still have $50.5 million of space into week 1. So doesn't that seem a little counterintuitive? Because they were so worried about the money that these negotiations dragged on and on. Now they have all this cap space.
Yeah.
The thing is, next year, there will be
bill's
hell
going
to
be
pay.
Yeah, the bill's going to be
potentially.
I mean, think about it. That $50 million, that's Brock Purdy right there. That Brock Purdy eats that up next year, and so
I know you'd give him more, but I don't know.
Shoot, you could offer Brock 25, and he'd take it probably.
He'd be the guy, right? Let's do this. All right,
all right, I'll take that. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Thanks for the opportunity. And so, but the price is going to have to be paid next year, and we'll see what kind of hard cuts they make. Think about it. Our boy Eric Armstead, was a salary cap situation. They wanted him to take the pay cut. He said no. Who's going to be that person next year?
I'll tell you another one. Juszczyk has been vocal about this. He took a pay cut.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy about it.
Right.
I didn't want to, but I did.
Man, that's tough, though. Boss walks in, Whitey drapes. We want you to take 25% pay cut. Ooh, I don't know, man. That'd be tough to do. Working with you guys, I don't know if I'd do that. So,
working with us, you'd work for free.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
You'd probably pay them.
You remember though, fellas, Juszczyk was the highest paid fullback for like 8-10 years almost.
Yeah,
he got his money.
I know.
He got overpaid for a fullback.
I know,
So,
but even if you're overpaid, and they say we're going to give you less, it's not easy to do.
I'm not saying it ain't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but stash your money, do what you need to do, and make sure it's cooking properly. Like he was paid handsomely up front. I can understand if he was, been underpaid for a long time. He's been overpaid though.
Don't you think that's how delicate it is though? Next year, potentially, you may have a handful of guys who funga potentially. You may have to go to them and go,
tough, man.
We want to pay you less. And you may have someone like Juszczyk's like, I don't want to, but I will. Or like Armstead's like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who funga does it, fellas.
I'm not either.
Yeah, because this is his first one, like his big one, coming off all pro last year or a couple years. Yeah, last year. It's going to be tough. That's going to be tough or 2 years ago, excuse me, because he was hurt most of the year. It's going to be tough for him to say, I'll take less when I probably can get a lot more in the market.
If they win one this year, which I know is an astronomical accomplishment, but if they do, does that almost make next year kind of like, okay, the pressure's off, whatever?
For me, yes. Yeah.
Because fans say that, but I don't, it's hard.
Jay, come on.
No, because the Niners, this is the reason, Drapes. The Niners have been close too many times, and to get one, the pressure comes off.
I tend to agree, and I know that it doesn't really make sense, but I see what Jay's saying.
Playing with house money.
Yeah.
But if you're the Niners, you're an elite franchise. Aren't you supposed to challenge and compete every year?
But that's not the question asked.
It ain't like you the Lions happy with one and whatever happens after that is fine.
But the Lions haven't even been to one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they would be like, if you're the Niners, it's like in other sports. If you're the Celtics or the Lakers or the Yankees or the Dodgers or whoever, like when you're the upper echelon, you can't just be happy with one and then up. If it falls apart after that,
I think it could be analogous to Boston to a degree, and they're in great shape. They could win again. But if they don't win this year, I think they can lean on, what we did. We got one. If
they don't, but they doubled down on the roster too.
Right.
They paid Derek White.
I know.
They paid Drew Holiday.
I know. But I do think that would apply to the Niners too, depending on how it happens. Because right now, there's still that question of, man, you got so much talent and Shanahan, and he's this genius coach, but does it work? I think there'd be so much relief if they won one this year that the next year would almost be like whatever.
Dang. So you already won the Super Bowl and then crapped away the next season.
No. He's not saying that. He's not saying that, Drake. That's not what he's saying, Drake.
You already got the parade booked and everything.
That's not what he's saying, Drake. He just saying if they win next year, if nothing else, you could take solace like, okay, they finally got one.
Yes.
Now we're pushing it for the 80s of 49ers again.
That urgency is not close to what it is right now. Yeah.
The pressure for sure comes off. The pressure comes off. Yeah, I get you that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the Patriots rookie head coach is already walking things back next.
My guy, Gerard Mayo.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. At the UPS Store, we understand the importance of a first impression. That's why we're here to help you put your best foot forward and be unstoppable with our printing services. With high-quality paper stock options, banners, business cards, venues, and more, we make sure your small business stands out and your message reaches the masses. After all, we're the one-stop Prints That Pop store. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today and get your print on.
Ulta Beauty's 21 Days of Beauty event is back. From now until September 19th, score over 200 daily beauty steals at 50% off in every category. And check Ulta.com daily to get them all before they're gone. Take 50% off bestsellers from brands like Estee Lauder and Supergoop. Plus, say hello to new finds from brands like Dyson and Sol de Janeiro. And Ilia is now at Ulta Beauty in select stores and online. Shop in-store at Ulta.com or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply while supplies last.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Hey, Daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Five Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
The 49ers getting ready to play the Jets Monday. We have, of course, Trent Williams agreeing to terms with the 49ers today. And the Jets have agreed to terms with one of their defensive stars. But it's not Hassan Reddick.
Not Hassan Reddick.
Cornerback Michael Carter II has agreed with the Jets on a 3-year deal worth up to $33 million. He's now the highest paid slot corner in the league.
Dang.
$19 million guaranteed.
Okay. And how about this breaking news? The 49ers have restructured the contract of wide receiver Debo Samuel.
How
about that? According to Field Yates, our guy, creating $16.4 million in cap space.
Wow.
Yeah. And so
John Lynch is a wizard.
Is it Lynch or is it what's the name?
Parag.
Yeah.
Give credit to Lynch.
See?
Parag Marate.
Yeah. According to reports, Debo had a 20.9 base salary in 2024. The move likely lowers his cap hit from $28 million to $12.2 million, saving around $16 million against the cap this season.
Yeah, some of those numbers, guys, they dwell in the shadows. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but, Parag Marate, very important figure with 49ers. I wouldn't know him if he walked in this room.
Right.
Just like,
right.
Isn't Ken Catanella still there with the
Yep,
Kings?
yep.
He's been there a long time.
Right? Yep.
He's really good at what he does.
Cap numbers.
But what he does, I don't exactly know.
Right, exactly.
But he's good at it.
Yeah. It's there are plenty of guys behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And you may see them, you don't know what they do or who they are, but they're very important,
And
right?
you know they're good when there's regime changes, but
they stick around.
That guy's still there.
Yeah.
He must be really good.
Yes,
at what he does.
Exactly. Yeah. So, no, the Niners are doing some big things, man. Let me ask you this, though, because I'm not, as privy to the football machinations. How come all teams don't do, and I know other teams, but it would seem like for every player, you'd restructure the deal. You know what I mean? To save cap space.
Well, I think one part of it is, players have to agree to that.
Yeah.
Maybe on some teams, guys are not as willing to. If the team's not as good, it's a guess, because I can't just unilaterally say, hey, we're restructuring your deal. The guy's got to be on board with it.
Right. Do you know this guy, Akash Anavarathan?
Yes.
Of course.
we
I
get him on.
So he said Samuel had the 20.9 base salary. Niners probably converted that to a signing bonus. So why wouldn't a player, to me, that means you get that money up front, right? Like
some teams don't want to do that too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Teams don't want to, here you go, here's a chunk of money, but the Niners can afford to do that.
Right. Yeah, I thought the NBA salary cap was crazy. The NFL's, I just don't understand. Dead cap money and all that.
Right.
And it's
and
so
you get all
confusing.
these dollar values, contract values, and it's not guaranteed. So a lot of it is like that player is actually never going to receive a huge chunk of that.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's I'm looking at some of the text talking about my weight loss. Say I need to get on that Ozempic plan. I can't do that.
Don't do that, man.
I ain't going that far. But no, I do need a weight loss, man.
I know somebody who's on that, and I think he said it's great.
Really?
Yes.
Brings you down quick. Got to be able to maintain it, though.
I have no idea, but it's funny.
that
I was talking to a guy I've known for a long time, and he was telling me he's been taking that, and he says, it's great.
Really?
I wouldn't even, when you said
And
it,
it's so, well, I won't say it's so new, but a lot of people have been using it for weight loss as of late. I don't know if all the side effects have come across just yet,
Yeah, I can't. I just got to stop eating. Not
Well,
stop,
that's part
but
of
cut
it.
it down. Cut back on. Portion size is huge, fellas. Portion size I got to be better at.
there you go.
Yeah,
There
sorry.
you go. Jacoby Brissett may have bitten off more than he can chew. How about that? Is this B? Going from, I got a B plus?
Sorry, all right, you get better. B minus.
B minus.
Because that one went over my head.
Jay's
and then I was like,
I don't even know.
Right, what
he
the hell
said.
we talking about here? What about my boy Jacoby Brissett?
Well, when he announced who was the starting quarterback was going to be, he said Drake may outplay Jacoby Brissett, but he said we have to look at everything when deciding on a QB. Well, then they decided that Brissett was going to start. It's like, wait a minute. The coach said Drake May outplayed him. So today, Gerard Mayo cleaned some of that up, or tried to. He said, I should have given more context to the comment at the time. Drake had more playing time in the preseason than Jacoby, and that was intentional. So he said, he outplayed him. He played more snaps.
Gerard, come on, man. He got to be better than that. I'm not buying that.
We talk about not only in the game, but also in practices, getting those mental reps, and he'll know what every play is, talking about, because eventually it's going to be Drake May, who was 21 of 34 in the preseason, 192 yards and a touchdown. Brissett threw 14 passes.
Right.
So, who outplayed who?
Right.
But, we just mean he played more.
Yeah. I think he might have been called to the principal's office, or somebody explained him. He saw this was blowing up. The fact that, Drake May outplayed Jacoby Brissett, but wasn't the starter, so he had to clarify himself.
Do you think maybe he thought it was made up when he said he's outplaying him, but we'll see? He probably thought, it's going to be Drake May. And then it's like, nope.
Right.
Oops.
I don't know what they're doing there in New England, man. It's I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if Drake May is the starting quarterback Sunday, September 29th against the San Francisco 49ers.
I'll be surprised. Well, I was going to say the only reason they wouldn't is because that's a tough, if that's his first start.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But I can't see Jacoby Brissett being the guy all season long. Like, you don't draft Drake May number 3 for him to sit on the bench the whole time behind Jacoby Brissett. It'd be different if you had a legend there. Mm-hmm. At some point, you got to get this guy's feet wet.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I was thinking about making New England my pick for a surprise team.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Not going there. We're not going there. Coming up next, Kings Top 40 for 40. We'll take a look at any surprise snubs. We'll see how the fan voting is going when we come back to Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Be the difference.
Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
It's unforgiving. It starts with the nod the head, a lifetime in 8 seconds, known as rodeo.
The 90th annual Marysville Stampede is coming to the Cotton Rosso Arena September 14th and 15th. If you want to see rodeo's best, you better be there. It's a whole weekend of the best pro rodeo action for the whole family. Bareback, saddle bronc, bull riding, plus the Flying Cowboys BMX motorcycle show. It's just $25 for adults and $15 for kids 4 to 12. Don't you miss 1 second of the heart-pounding, ground-shaking, bucking, twisting rodeo action. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com. The 90th Annual Marysville Stampede, Saturday, September 14th at 5 p.m. and Sunday, September 15th at 3:30 p.m. at the Cotton Ross Arena in Marysville. Tickets are available now at MarysvilleStampede.com.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
It's the Labor Day Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford. Get low finance rates and zero down deals on approval of credit right now. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall. And tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Before we get back to the Kings 40 for 40, Drapes just sent us a clip from Trent Williams' press conference today. And, you know, someday there's going to be a movie about Brock Purdy. And I'm telling you, this clip, this soundbite from Trent Williams, to me, it's how the movie should start. And then Trent Williams today was asked about Brock Purdy. And basically he said, I hope he gets paid. He deserves to get paid. It's going to transform his life. This is a great American story, right? No one thought he could do it. That's the perfect opening scene for the Brock Purdy movie, is Trent Williams saying, I hope he gets paid. No one thought he could do it. It's a great American story.
It is. Yeah, it is. And it's going to be a Disney film.
Yeah.
It's going to be one, you know, a Disney film that kids can aspire to and everything.
Yeah.
See, this guy did it. You two also, kids. But to go from Mr. Irrelevant to maybe 60 million, that's unprecedented.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. You know?
Yeah. Here's the bite. The thing is, I wouldn't be sure. Do we have an actor as Trent Williams doing this, or do we actually, for the movie, in which there will be, I think, Michael Cera, I'm going to get him to read for the part of Brock Purdy. Is it an actor, or is it actually this clip of Brock Purdy's?
How much awareness did you have, if any, that next season, you know, the priority is going to be Brock? The team has been pretty public about it. Yeah, going through this.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I think I want all my teammates to get paid. I want them to get every red cent that they deserve, every red cent that they can. So Brock has obviously outplayed a Mr. Irrelevant contract. So I would be thrilled, absolutely thrilled to not only see but to watch his life change, you know, after something like that, because he deserves it. If there's any great American story that you can look for in the NFL, it's this one right here. You know, nobody ever thought that he could do what he did. Still doesn't look to par. When you bring in your last first round quarterbacks, you're probably going to look at him and be like, he doesn't fit, but he's better than all of them. And I think his play speaks for itself. So super, super proud of him, man. I love the kid to death. He deserves every dollar coming his way. And yeah, I want to be a part to help him get to what exactly he deserves.
So that's Trent Williams today on Brock Purdy. If they win the Super Bowl this year, that's when you do the movie with Brock Purdy trying to earn the big contract. And that's how my movie is starting, with that clip right there.
And does it end with him signing the big contract?
Sure.
Or do you go out and he makes his first purchase, buys mom a house?
It ends with him big pimping.
Right. That's what he go from Wally Cleaver to
yes. Yes. That's how it ends.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can see that. Poor Brock. But that's unheard of, man. That's literally like winning the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And not saying, 900,000 is chump change, but compared to 60 million, like that changes not only your life, but your family's life, your parents' life. That's generational wealth you're starting to talk about.
If you're the last player taken in the draft and you have a career, that's like,
huge.
wow.
Right.
You know? Even
Right.
if you never get it, even if you don't make the playoffs, man, you were the last player taken and you had a career, even as a backup. That's quite a story. You win the Super Bowl. Come on.
Right. You know, we've talked a lot about, you know, how good Brock is, how fortunate Kyle
Some of us
Shanahan
talk more
is.
about it than others.
Yeah,
but yeah.
you know, like, how bad does Trey Lance have to be? Like, any other serviceable quarterback in the NFL, I don't know if Brock gets this opportunity. I don't know if Brock is beating out Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, any of the guys, top 20, 25 quarterbacks. But because Trey Lance, and in an injury situation, obviously, but because he was so bad, it opened the door for Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I look at it a little differently, and you're right. To me, it's not so much that he was bad. I mean, obviously, he wasn't very good, but just that they were so wrong about how good he was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. They got that one wrong. Yeah, you're right. I just
It's
think
the same thing, essentially, but still.
right. Just seeing it from a different angle. I just wonder, you know, when you look at other starters around the league, you know, like let's say Geno Smith ain't losing his job to Brock Purdy. You know, it's like because Trey Lance, maybe because he was so unproven too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't build up the goodwill with Kyle Shanahan to have his spot be secured. But give it up to Brock. He fell into the right situation and took advantage of it at the right time.
Let's see here. This is a text of the day nominee.
Ooh.
We could probably just go ahead and declare this the winner, but we'll see. This is from Chris the Mom. So glad to have reached some type of closure with Trent Williams. We don't have security on our O-line without him. Love him. So glad Hufanga is back. You touched on this. The Chiefs even entertaining the thought of Taylor Swift drawing up plays makes me sick. And for them to put airtime on it kills the integrity of real football. Give me a freaking break. They need to use my plays first.
Oh, my
I've
gosh.
been around football since before being part founder of the Sacramento Raiders Youth Football Organization in the 80s. Let's go Niners. Chris the Mom.
Come on.
The text of the day.
Put some respect on her
It's
name.
over.
It's
over.
Come on,
Vince
Chris
Carter.
the
It's
Mom.
over.
Come on. Who knows? Taylor Swift might be, you know, some sort of football guru.
No,
we don't
she's
know.
not.
Stop that. You can't even dance around the stage properly.
Oh, Jada, leave my girl alone, man. I spent a couple bands easily to go see her. Don't be doing that, man. Oh, man. Chris the Mom hating on Taylor Swift.
As she should.
She's not hating on Taylor Swift. She's representing and protecting the integrity of football. That's what she's doing. You think it's possible that Taylor Swift never did that and Mahomes was just like, oh, yeah, she drew up a play. Wink, wink.
No. What if they do it in the Super Bowl or something like that? Can you imagine? And it works? Oh, my gosh, dude. Chris the Mom.
Thank you, Chris the Mom. Thank you.
What did she say? Her 80s Sacramento Raiders youth football.
Yeah, man. They've been around a long time.
All right.
Yeah.
How come every
South Sac Raiders?
How come every youth football
She's part founder.
or organization got a team called the Raiders?
Because of color.
Everywhere I go, there's a team called the Raiders. You ever notice that?
Color, man. The Raiders they got a big shield in the league.
Yeah.
When I played Pop Warner, we had the Vikings. We didn't have the Raiders. We had the Packers.
You didn't have
Colts,
Raiders?
Rams, 49ers.
Y'all have.
Yeah.
I was hating on Al Davis out there, huh?
Yeah.
Vallejo.
Yeah. They were, yeah. When I was in Louisville, Kentucky, Philly, there were teams, the Raiders, everywhere. It seemed like everywhere I went. The Raiders.
Do you remember when Little League used to be, the teams were named after, you know, companies and sponsors?
Oh, yeah.
And then I think what happened was some teams would name themselves after major league teams. Like, we're the Mets.
Yeah.
Baseball said, you can't do that. So now all the teams are named like they're after major league teams. They have some sort of deal with MLB.
Really?
I believe so. Am I right, Jay? I believe that's the case.
Never heard that.
Actual Little League.
Little League?
Yeah. So you're on the Dodgers or the White Sox or the Cardinals or whatever.
They still got some little leagues that don't be called pro
Do
teams,
they?
though. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
From my nephew's experiences in Pacifica, I thought that was the way they did it.
Mm.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, there's still some. My
I was on
nephew
Higgins
played.
shoes.
You was on who?
Higgins shoes.
Higgins shoes.
Yes, sir.
Just Higgins shoes,
That was
nothing
it.
else.
Higgins shoes. Yeah.
The Stars or Mustangs or
No,
nothing.
we were just
Okay.
Higgins
Higgins
shoes.
shoes. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Playing
They still
against-
in operation?
I don't think so.
Dang.
Red Top Dairy was in our league. You know?
Ooh, Red Top
Trailer
Dairy.
City. Was Trailer Park. Had a team.
Who was the squad to beat? Wasn't Higgins
We
Shoes?
got off to a good start. We faded. I think that might have been Trailer City's year. I don't know. I don't remember. One of my brothers was on Myrtle's Beauty Salon. You don't think they got teased about that?
Oh, no. Myrtles.
Yes.
No,
I kid you
just
not. And
Myrtle.
they used to call them.
And then the beauty salon.
Yes. And they used to call them Myrtle's Girdles.
Oh.
It's Myrtle's Girdles.
Couldn't
Yeah.
live that down. Huh? That's hilarious.
Yes. That's true. It's all true. We'll come right back with a look at 40 for 40. What do we have today, Jay? We just looking at snubs, or what do you have for us today?
Yeah, we're just looking at the other 28. We can get into it. The other 28 players who received votes in our Sacramento Kings all-time top 40 list of the Sacramento Kings era. We can jump into it. We got time because we got got short breaks here I can add together, fellas.
Okay.
Also,
You
make
guys
sure you
are
go to
up for it.
SactownSports.com to cast your vote. Make sure your voice is heard. Right, Jay? You can get in there and you can
Yeah.
let us know how you see the top 40 Kings in 40 years.
Please, be like one of our players who has responded internally here, Sac Sports 1140. Nah, that list ain't it. I might be
Not
a little
sure
lower.
that's what he said.
Yeah. I'm paraphrasing for him.
Right.
It's interesting though because I could see how some players probably like if you're Mitch Richmond, he's probably saying like I should be number one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I
you're
honestly
Mitch-
think, the player that responded, I could see how a player is going to see him, as you say, Jay, higher. But I think the player who responded was ranked pretty accurate.
Yeah, I'm with you too.
Yeah. We can't say what he was ranked.
Right.
But, yeah.
Really good ranking.
No, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Top 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot.
That's
top
pretty
15
good.
of an organization's top 40.
History. In the
That's
history. of Sacramento.
pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
40 years.
Put it on my back. I'd take it. You want to start with a name, fellas?
Yeah.
All right. We'll start at the bottom. Sacramento's very own. As much as it hurts my heart because he went to my rival high school a lot of years before me. That'd be Michael Yogi Stewart.
Fan favorite.
Getting a vote.
Right?
Yeah, he got a number 40 vote, fellas. A number 40 vote.
That's sentimental choice primarily, right?
Think so?
Don't you think?
I don't know who voted for him. And I could go back and look, but maybe because he's a hometown
Local
kid.
guy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Only played the one season, though.
Yeah.
That's where it gets
Toronto
so tricky.
Raptors.
I was talking to Shinya about this, and it's like, well, some of these guys are really, really, really good players when they're here. Other guys, they represented something beyond their numbers, but some other people who voted don't see that, so that's why there's so much variance.
Yeah. I mean, one season, 4.6 points, 6.6 rebounds. I think, it's got to be sentimental.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And we know Mrs. Sign Lady said Jordan Ford.
Right.
Someone on her list, and she told a great story. Why? Because she used to teach him in elementary school.
If,
So
if one of the players had been in your class, how could you not put him on your top 40?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got to throw them on there, right? So those are two of our 28. How about a friend of the show, Kenny Thomas, getting a vote?
My boy Kenny Thomas got a vote.
Yeah, he got a vote in there. We got one vote in there.
He did get one
Top
vote.
40.
Huh?
Yeah, he's in the building.
Okay.
And Kenny did a lot of his work with Houston. We know he was
yeah.
a baller with Houston. He got his play ball, got his time in with Houston. So Kenny received a vote. We revealed, and they did themselves, who voted for Nervous Purvis Ellison. That'd be Henry Turner.
He handled that well. He explained it. He was the only overall number one pick in Kings history, so that's why he put him number 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total. Hey, listen, that's the reason why we had so many different panelists, different demographics.
You should have heard Jay. I wish you could have heard Jay when he was explaining to us some of the results, but he couldn't tell us who voted for these players. But he was saying, someone voted for Like what? Yeah, I went and I checked.
And with the other one too, and I don't think I really got Drape's thoughts on this. With De'Aaron and Domas and Malik Monk being left off by HT.
Oh yeah, that was great. I heard him. What did he say? They years of service.
Yeah,
they aren't done.
They're not done yet.
Yeah, they're not done yet.
A couple of years ago, might have been a year ago, Dr. J did his starting 5 or top 5, and he said, "I'm not putting anyone on there who's
current,
playing."
right?
So it was the same again, it's not the way I would see it, but it's like, all right,
High Flyer making a mockery of this list, man.
I know, man.
Why you got to be difficult, man?
Do we pull his panelists
We may have
card
to.
next time? His
When we do
credentials?
41 next year, he ain't doing it. Dude.
We go
coming up with new rules and everything.
Create his own criteria. Someone that I thought would be a little higher. He only received one vote. Ronnie Price, and one of the greatest dunks in Sacramento Kings history.
Yeah, that's it. The night before Thanksgiving over Carlos Boozer. Yeah.
You know what's crazy about Ronnie Price, fellas? I was in Seattle, Pike Place Market, and there was a Ronnie Price basketball card.
Really?
At the store. There was a card store, and they were selling. I think it was with Phoenix or something
That's
like
where you
that.
got your Muhammad Ali card, right?
I did, yes. I got the Muhammad Ali card, but I was like, damn, a Ronnie Price card.
Huh.
Okay.
You should have bought it on GP.
I should have, right?
We
I
could
should
have
have.
got that signed autograph some kind of way.
Yep, I should have.
Utah's finest, of course, Ronnie Price. Someone who is one of the nicest people you can meet, and there aren't that many, but Garrett Temple.
Yeah,
Garrett Temple. GT is a stand-up guy. He was the afternoon guest the season he played here in Sacramento. And I mean, you're talking about someone that was just a delight to have on every single week and be around, and just a stand-up guy, man. Have you had any run-ins with GT Drapes or Whitey?
Oh yeah, I have. And just so nice and friendly. Just like he's professional, man.
Yes.
It's just and the thing I like about Garrett Temple, and not saying other guys don't do this, but he treats you like an equal. You know what I mean? Like it's not, he's not the NBA player and you're the media member. It's like, you know, he's genuinely interested in how you doing, you know, make a conversation. Like he looks you in the eye. Like he's happy to be there. It's not like he's like, all right, I got to get out of here. I got things to do.
Very gracious.
Yeah, very gracious with his time.
And he's still the NBA Players Association vice president, right? I just triple checked that to make sure that, but he's just a good dude all around. Never had anything but pleasantries to talk about Garrett Temple. So he received a vote. We move up to someone who also is a local kid, couple stints here. Chuck Hayes.
Oh, my
Modesto
boy,
Christian's
Chuck
finest.
Hayes. That's my guy, Chuck Hayes.
Chuck.
Can you guys explain how he would have gotten a vote for top 40? I'm nothing against him. I don't. But
Sentimental, local.
Modesto's finest.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I tell you a quick Chuck Hayes story? I covered him at Kentucky. He was at Kentucky. And me and my boys, after a game, we went to hang out in Lexington. Went to Two Keys, the local bar right there on campus. Happened to spot. And at this time, Chuck Hayes is under 21. So he's up in the bar. He spots us and ducks into the kitchen. Afterward, I'm like, next time I say, I'm like, Chuck, what happens in Two Keys stays in Two Keys, big fella. I'm not going to dime you out or anything like that. But that's my guy, Chuck Hayes, man, from the University of Kentucky.
Yeah, and I think he's down with the Warriors.
Yes.
As of last year, I remember he took some type of form of, player, what? It's something, it was something for the Warriors.
Yeah, I got to look that up. Yeah, because he would be there. And
Director of basketball ops for the Warriors.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good, right?
Fulfilling part of the rule for the role for Bob Myers when Bob Myers took off. So that was
that's huge,
super interesting.
Yeah, I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but I was wondering based on what he did on the court, how he got the vote,
fan favorite, local kid.
I got you.
What wasn't he brought in as a DeMarcus Cousins whisperer, if you will?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That was a tough job.
Yeah.
He should have rose his voice a little bit, not whispered too much.
Right.
We got a vote in for Zach Randolph.
Zebo. Okay. All right.
Zebo, another guy receiving one vote. And it looked like it was he was number 36. He was the 36th place Sacramento King on someone's ballot as I look at his points.
Okay.
Yeah, Zebo getting there. I see a guy had one vote. Someone had him named Marvin Bagley III.
No way.
Oh, okay.
Someone voted for Marvin
Yeah.
Bagley.
He only had one vote?
He only had
I
one
was
vote.
the only one?
One vote.
Oh, my God.
One vote.
How are you surprised by that?
Because y'all brought him up, and then I was like, I was like, nah. And then I went back and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw him. I know. All right, Jay. You brought him up and didn't even vote him on.
No, because he didn't. You know why? Because you guys talked me out of it because of the negative connotation that was based around it.
Right.
And I remember, Drake, you were like, how can you vote for somebody that's got so much negative?
Because I tried to take the emotion out of it.
Okay.
And I still, that was a bad.
But that was criteria. It was emotion. What you done for the city and organization.
That's my bad. I messed that one up. I messed that one up.
It happens, man.
But didn't Tony?
He didn't have him on his.
No, he didn't have him.
But he had like honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
But honorable mention, I don't get to see your honorable mention. I get to see a top 4.
Yeah.
Next person up would be Bobby Hurley.
Bobby Hurley.
Someone that HT, and I keep going, up the HT train, but HT talked about should have got a lot of higher, consideration. Someone got Bobby Hurley in there at number 33.
Dang.
Yeah. Anything on Bobby?
I don't know about. I'm looking at the numbers. 4.5 years. Never lived up to the hype.
I'll tell you why they
accident. Obviously,
yeah. If you saw him playing college, he's one of the guys that would pass for layups. Some guys are good passers. When he's at his best, he'd pass for layups.
Right.
You get layups off of his passing, but never had a chance to see if it would translate.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, and I mean his career was cut short.
Yeah.
We don't really know what would have happened.
Right.
Bobby Hurley. It's just unfortunate. Jason Williams, guys like that. Brandon Roy. There's just some guys who just like, man. A lot of people talk about Lynn Bias and Rick Barry. Even same thing. Ricky Barry. Billy Owens.
Oh, Billy O.
Got a vote. He got one of them. He was number 33, 33rd place on somebody's ballot. And he actually, Drace, pull up his numbers for me, please. Billy Owens, Sacramento.
I got you right here.
Read his numbers.
In Sacramento?
Yes, in Sacramento.
Total, all 3 seasons?
All 3 seasons.
10.6 points, 6.6 rebounds, 36.4 3-point shooter. Not bad.
It's not
solid.
bad.
He was solid. Couple stints in sack. Yeah.
Is Billy Owens one of the guys because he had such a great career in college? Like his pros didn't live up to it, and he's kind of always like, man, Billy, like he's a joke. But he had a decent career.
Yeah, he did have a decent career. All rookie team. Averaged in double figures 1, 2.
He didn't. 3. You have the numbers there. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he didn't really get much better, did he?
Well, from college to pros.
As a pro, didn't he kind of?
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't have the numbers.
Yeah, his first year, 91-92, 14.3. Second year, 92-93, 16.5, 7.1 rebounds. He actually had a solid career, fellas. He really did have a solid career.
Yeah.
For his career, 11.7 points, 6.7 rebounds. That's not terrible. And you got to factor in, he also had a couple of seasons without scoring in double figures. He had 3 seasons not scoring in double figures.
How many years did he end up playing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Pension?
10 years. There you go. A solid career.
Pension.
Where was he placed? You said 33rd or something like that?
I have let's see. Yeah, he was 33rd on someone's ballot. Yeah, he got 1 vote, and it was at the 33rd place.
Played a key role in Kings history, obviously.
Yes.
Getting traded.
Billy Owens.
Someone that got 1 vote. Someone had him 32nd on their ballot. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Yeah, he got a vote.
No, Whitey, what do you think about that?
I'm just remembering that he used to not come out for the national anthem years before Colin Kaepernick was at the anthem, and it wasn't a big deal, wasn't made of it.
No, I thought it did. I thought he got blackballed for that.
It became a bigger thing, but I think at first he just used to not come out for it, so
people didn't notice. Yeah, and then it got somebody had attention to it, and it was like, bam, he kind of got blackballed after that.
Yeah, didn't he have Tourette's? And
yeah,
he just had
compulsive
behavior. Yeah. That's one of the reasons he's such a great shooter. He'd go out to shoot, and he couldn't leave until he made 1,000 swishes in a row or whatever.
That dude was a bucket. Looking at his numbers, oh man.
Chris Jackson and Shaquille O'Neal at LSU. Look out.
They were, Look at it. He averaged 19.2 points in his third year with Denver. Then followed it up with 18, 16, 19. Then came to Sac, and the numbers fell off for some reason. Yeah, he didn't get as many opportunities in Sac, but somebody had him, 32?
32nd, yeah.
Damn, okay.
32nd. Someone had one of our guys, friend of the show, at number 31, Jimmy Jackson.
Oh, Jimmy Jackson.
Played 1 year here in Sacramento, right?
Yep.
Great guy. Just wasn't here very long.
Almost lost his life in the sauna. You guys heard that story?
No, I didn't hear that story.
You guys have never heard that story. So, in end of the day, Jimmy J's in the sauna, recuperating, and Pete Youngman, legendary trainer Pete Youngman, is making his last rounds throughout the building. He's the last one in, and the door of the sauna had got stuck, and Jimmy Jackson was inside and could not get out from the inside. And Pete, according to Pete and according to people who I've heard the story, second, third parties, has said that something told him, take another little swing around. And as he heard Jimmy Jackson inside the sauna and saved Jimmy Jackson's life.
Wow.
How about that?
That would have been, oof.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Tragic.
Pete could explain it a little more, but that's pretty much how I've heard it. And Jimmy has told that story on air here.
Man.
He's like so thankful of Pete Youngman.
Ooh,
Isn't that crazy? The sauna can take you out. Dehydrate you out. That's tough. That's tough, man. I'll give one more before we go to break here. Friend of the show. We see him quite a bit here in Sacramento as of last season. Not sure how we're going to move forward, but another Sacramento native. Talking about Del Campo's own Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes got a vote.
He got a vote. He was number 30 on someone's ballot.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he had done better overall, gotten more votes.
Local guy.
If he had gotten more support. The list is good as it is, but I wouldn't have been surprised if more people had voted for him. Good player. Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
We'll see what's going on with the fan vote, and we'll continue our list of Kings who got a single vote in our top 40 balloting. That's next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
I just don't like going to church, man. I don't like the people there. People at church have like coworker vibes.
Ralph Barbosa, the super cool ass tour.
Like some of them are cool, but most of them, they're just being fake nice because they want that promotion. Like if those are the people that are gonna be hanging out in heaven, I just go to hell.
Saturday, September 7th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the hilarious Ralph Barbosa live.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Offshore breeze tonight, so it will be staying warmer. Valley low temperatures in the upper 60s Wednesday morning. Afternoon highs will be around 102. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Your water heater, old, rusty, forgotten. We hardly ever even think about them until there's no hot water.
Right now, get incredible rebates up to $3,000 off and financing available for as little as $40 a month. Leave it to Bonnie to crank up the heat.
Hello? Hey, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. Did you know we've got you fully covered?
I've taken up beekeeping. I'm always covered.
I'm talking the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage at up to half the cost.
Same honey? Half the work?
Exactly.
Sweet.
Just call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Welcome to Staples.
My son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and notebooks.
With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find low prices on tons of school supplies and all in stock.
Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue.
You got it.
And markers?
Of course.
Oh, geez.
Might I suggest 2 carts?
Staples has everything for school in stock and priced low. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and 2-pocket poly folders are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 9/14, in-store only, limit 10 while supplies last.
Hi, this is Congressman Kevin Kiley. We live in the greatest congressional district in America. From the Gold Country to the High Sierra, we are blessed with unmatched beauty and natural resources. But issues like sky-high gas and food prices and rising crime make life hard for too many. I'm working across party lines to pass common sense legislation that will make life better, safer, and more affordable. If you're a veteran or senior trying to get help with your benefits, or having any other issues with the federal government bureaucracy, call my office toll-free at 1-888-406-3855. Over the last 18 months, we've helped resolve thousands of cases of all types and returned over $7 million to constituents. This is Congressman Kevin Kiley. You can visit my website at kiley.house.gov to learn more. We are here to serve you. Thank you for listening. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Get your tickets for the Marysville Stampede September 14th and 15th at marysvillestampede.com. Drive Guys continuing with a look at Kings who got single votes. Kings players who received 1 vote in our 40 for 40 balloting. We'll see what's going on here with the fan ballot as well. You can check that out, SactownSports.com. Before we get back to that, update here on what's going on with DirecTV and ABC Disney, because if I'm correct, Rapes, Monday Night Football will be on ESPN, ABC, Disney, right? Next week.
Yes.
So you got this dispute
Niners
between ESPN, ABC, Disney, and DirecTV. So DirecTV wasn't showing ABC over the weekend, which interrupted the football plans for some. According to Joe Flint on Twitter, DirecTV CFO Ray Carpenter says DirecTV won't blink before next week's Monday Night Football game. We're not playing a short-term game. We need something that is going to work for the long-term sustainability of our video customers. The resolve is there, end quote. So if you're planning on watching the game on DirecTV,
not blinking.
Good luck.
Not blinking.
Wish you the best.
I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm going to YouTube. Anybody got YouTube? You got YouTube or anybody got YouTube?
I don't know. We
TV?
have Xfinity, and it's excellent. I used to have DirecTV.
Xfinity's perfect.
Yes,
it really is, but it's costly. I don't know how
many. It's Kyle Draper money, baby.
Yes,
Trent Williams.
I can't tell you how much I'm paying in Xfinity, dude. It's ridiculous.
You got a lot of services, don't you? Don't you have like more than one?
Yes,
subscription to some services that you don't even use. That's Kyle Draper money.
I still got to do the
you
audit.
Gotta do it.
I got to do the audit because I'm telling you, Apple subscriptions, ESPN, Hulu. I thought I had the bundle, but maybe I don't. It's dude, it's ridiculous. It is. You know what? I'm a sign up for it right now. You guys continue. I'm gonna do the audit right now. Who should I do the audit with? Dave Ramsey?
I have no clue, man. I just went through it myself, right? Maybe Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah, I might do Rocket Mortgage.
There's an endorsement waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Nah, that's
I need to help
what's
you
his
out.
name's Dan Gilbert's company, right? The Cavs owner.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I don't mess with him, man. The way he treated LeBron when LeBron left, man, I'm still not over that.
Maybe you have to do it yourself then. I just did a little bit. Me and the wife just did it this past week. We got rid of 2. So we're trying to trim it down.
You still keep a checkbook?
No. No, I don't.
Why do you guys keep a checkbook? You write down everything? You know what I mean? Like, you you do that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't keep a checkbook.
I don't personally, but it's done in our house.
Really? A checkbook?
Yeah.
Or just a budget?
No.
Like I do it a budget, but I don't do a checkbook.
Yeah.
No,
Really?
Yeah. Up until like
the
6 years ago,
backside
I did it.
of a-
Yeah.
Well, man, that's a whole lifetime, man. 6 years ago. I thought you was like, until last year.
Hey, when I started to make that J money, I was like, who needs a checkbook anymore? I'm making J money.
Maybe you need to now. That's why you paying, paying all these subscriptions.
You're right.
Hey, Jay, a couple quick thoughts on the players that you mentioned today on the chat. Tin says Chuck Hayes releases free throws past his arc. Compio says Draper, Hart, Bagley, all caps, which is interesting.
Oh, man.
Sacktown throws down. I was a kid, and the announcer would always go, Billy Owens.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyus Edney getting a shout out here. Someone thinks they know who gave the vote to Yogi Stewart, but I'm not going to go there because I don't know if that's true. Someone's accusing Scott Moak because of his ties.
Both Kennedy guys.
Yeah.
Yogi Stewart. Scott Moak's pops was a longtime coach over at Kennedy.
Yeah. And if that's true, that's fine.
Jay, you
but
want
I
out
don't
him?
know that
Or
that's
what?
true,
No, I have
so-
no clue if he does, and I'd have to go through it.
Yeah.
And I'll have it up, I don't think.
Interesting theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we
All right.
to each their own, fellas. It's okay.
And then someone else, Drapes, this came up Friday. You guys have to do the worst 40 players.
Nah.
Guys,
that's
that frustrated
disrespectful.
fans,
That's
bust,
it,
or
yeah.
overall jerks.
Dude, those guys would never come on our show again.
Yeah,
we can't do that.
That's tough. Drapes is not in the proper position to do that.
No, I definitely
No.
can't do that. Yeah.
That's tough, man.
If you do your own, you can send it to us.
right.
We can read it.
Oh, man.
Last 3 guys who received at least 1 vote. We start with Cat Mobley.
My guy, Cat Mobley.
Gerald Wallace.
Gerald got one?
And Darius Sungaila.
No way.
All received 1 vote.
Whitey, did you have Darius Sungaila?
I did not. I have a Darius Sungaila bobblehead, but I'm surprised that nothing
Darius
against him. How does
Sungaila.
Darius Sungaila get a vote? I
Got a
don't
vote.
know.
I wish we could out some of these people. Like what's your reasoning? Like, we all know why you vote for C-Web, but why do you vote for Chuck Hayes or Darius Sungaila?
Yeah, Darius Sungaila, I don't, maybe, hey, I met him and he was really cool. I don't know.
Might be.
Dude.
Cat Mobley?
Cat Mobley. I'm looking at my guy Cat Mobley's stats.
Career or sack?
Sack and
Okay.
career.
Okay.
Sack, 17.8 points. That year, 42.4% three. Cat Mobley had a hell of a career, fellas.
He was a good shooter. I remember when he came here, there were articles in the Bee about how they would go in the gym with him and explain to him how they ran their offense and how sometimes he would have to pass the ball. He wasn't a good fit for their offense.
Give it
That's
up.
all I'm saying. But you say he put up numbers.
He put up some numbers.
But he was not a good fit for the
He
Adelman offense.
he averaged double figures every year except his rookie season. And that season, he averaged 9.9 points.
Man.
16 points per game for his career, 38% three-point shooter, shooting 3.8 threes a game.
Ahead of his time if he played now.
If he would have
he'd be
played
shooting
now, shooting 10, 9 to
yeah.
10,
Yeah.
man, my guy Cat, he was getting buckets.
So, Jay, those were the guys that got 1 vote.
1 vote.
Those
that
are
means
one.
one of the guys I voted for who's not on here got more than 1 vote. And it was a guy that I let myself be talked into putting on there by you guys, but that's on me.
Okay.
Yeah. But his name came up. I wasn't going to have him. And I think Jay really was behind him. And so I changed
Maybe.
my, that's on me.
Maybe.
I'm the one that
All right.
decided.
Maybe he's on you.
Who was it?
Rashad Holmes.
Oh,
Rashad Holmes.
he was on my on
Yeah.
my honorable mention.
Yeah. And I don't think he came up in anything. And I felt like, yeah.
Yeah, he had.
He was
We still
pretty
got
solid.
others. Still missing 10 more that I got to reveal.
Yeah. But he got more than 1 vote, right? If Rashawn Holmes is in there.
I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
He had to get more than 1 vote. 4 seasons in sack, 3 double
And see,
figure
that
seasons.
last year brought all his averages
Right, it
crashing
totally
down.
did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Jay.
All right, we'll kick it. People who received 2 votes.
2 votes.
Michael Smith,
The animal.
the animal, coming through with 2 votes.
A feisty, hard-nosed player on a really good blue-collar team.
Mm-hmm.
Both were 38th place. So he got 2 votes, and they both were 38th place.
Mm-hmm.
Omri Caspi getting
got
2
some.
votes. Same thing. Both were 38th place. It's interesting. The big Cos, Dwayne Coswell.
Dwayne Coswell got some votes.
Got 2
Good
votes.
for him.
Love Dwayne Coswell.
Yeah, just one of the biggest guys. Last time I ran into Dwayne Coswell, it might have been the last game at Arco. He dapped me up, and man, his arm had to come to my elbow. Really? And I have a picture, and he brings me in with a hug, and I'm like, dude, you got, like Kevin Hart tells a joke, man, get off me. Because you're just too big and I'm too small. Yeah, like I didn't feel comfortable.
How about this? 7 seasons in Sac.
Yeah, he was there for a long time.
Yeah.
He definitely was there for a long time. Someone else who got 2 votes, Vinsanity, Vince Carter.
Come on, man. Come on.
Got 2 votes,
come
man.
Come on, Jay. Come on. I'm a Vince Carter fan like the next guy, but come on.
I'm just telling you what appeared on the ballot.
80 years old when he came here. Come on.
Disrespectful
because
to Vince,
it wasn't high flying Vince. It wasn't the same
I can
Vince.
see someone says he's
he?
Vince Carter, and he was
Right.
on the Kings, so he's one of the top 40 because he's a Hall of Famer.
He played
I didn't vote
58 games and averaged 5.4 points.
But they were 5 unforgettable 0.4 points.
Come on, man.
It's Vince Carter.
No.
Hall of Famer, baby.
I need to know. I wish you could out
I
these
can't
people,
do it.
man.
Can't do it.
Explain yourself,
You know what's funny? He and J. Will were rookies the same year, and Vince
Well,
Carter
9-7,
played.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Carter played forever.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah.
Last year with the Hawks.
Yeah.
After here, went to the Hawks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
played 2
Yeah.
seasons with the Hawks.
And I believe one of those years, either the year he came here or the year of the Hawks, he could have gone to the Warriors and maybe won a ring, but he said, I don't want a ring. I want to play.
Oh,
Like,
shoot.
I'm never
Okay.
gonna play.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cold blood.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Nice cat, too. Very, very cool cat. Another person who got 2 votes. I thought this person was going to be a little higher, fellas. I'm not going to lie. Because when you say his name here in Sacramento, it feels like he did a lot more. He had a huge impact when he got traded for here. And then his second kind of go around brought down a lot of his stats. But I'm talking about Carl Landry.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Carl Landry got 2
Great
votes.
guy. When you guys were talking about Garrett Temple, some of the things you said about Garrett Temple reminded me of Carl Landry. Same type of just.
Did I have
Good
Carl
guy.
Landry on my list? Hold on, Jay. Let me peep this, because I think I was high on Carl Landry, and I got it right here. Carl Landry. Let's see. He was. No, I didn't have him.
Didn't have him.
He was on my honorable mention. He just missed it on my ballot because I had him on the list.
Did you have him on the list, White? Or
I
was he
did
one of the
not.
guys you had to battle to get him off?
I did not. But he was a regular guest on our show, and he was a wonderful guy. But I didn't think the teams he was on were good enough to merit serious consideration. By the way, interesting thing about Carl Landry here, we're dealing with Ricky Pearsall. Carl Landry got shot in the leg, and then he came back and played it. That's what I was looking at.
Oh, shoot.
A short time after that, I actually came back and
I didn't
played.
know that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Different, obviously, than getting shot in the chest, but
yeah. Does anybody have Landry stats up? When he first came here, he put up like 18 points for that.
Yeah.
I believe a quick stint.
Yeah, it was 28 games, 18 points, 6.5 rebounds.
I think they got him for Kevin Martin, didn't they? From the Rockets?
Yes, I think that's right.
That was the
I think
trade?
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Then when he came, he doubled back around.
Yeah, he doubled back.
And what were those stats? That's brought him down.
First
for sure, right?
season, 18 games, 4.2 points. Second season, 31-year-old, 7.2 points. So, but he had a stint in the middle of his career where he was an easy double-figure scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Houston?
Yeah, Houston. Even in New Orleans.
Okay.
Had a stint at Golden State. There he is. Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Yeah, he was kind of a David West light.
Right.
I like that. The bench mob appears yet again.
Okay.
Not in the top 40 and definitely not honorable mention, but 2 votes for Lawrence Funderburk.
Lawrence Funderburk. Damn.
Got 2 votes.
These are some names, man, we talking about here. Going back to, I don't want to say my childhood, but no,
come on, man.
I know what I'm saying.
Not your childhood.
I was a Funderburk fan when he was at Indiana. Ohio State. Yeah,
He's
Ohio State.
guy.
Yeah, Ohio State. And I was a Big Ten basketball fan back
as a kid.
I know.
Are you older than Lawrence Funderburk?
No, he's 53. I'm 49.
Okay, so
he got me by like 4
couple
years. So when he was 21, I was 17.
Yeah.
See, that counts. That counts.
I got what you said.
Y'all killing me. Yeah. That's messed up.
Oh,
my guy
Lawrence and Vince are 80
He did go to
and
Indiana. I knew he went to Indiana.
So when you were 8 and he was 12 and he was playing at Ohio State, you were a big fan of his.
I was a big fan of Lawrence Funderburk, man. Yeah, he went to Indiana and then transferred. It was a big controversy back then.
Up in the Midwest.
Yeah.
He's from Ohio, right?
Yeah, Columbus.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
How do you go to, if you're from Columbus and go to Indiana? That's big.
Yeah.
That's disrespect almost. All right, fellas, we go to number 54, someone that we've talked about last couple of weeks, gone too soon, Ricky Berry.
Yeah.
Ricky Berry got 2 votes and pretty high. Like I'm looking at his numbers. I don't know, per se where exactly, but I see his points. Pretty high votes. It just didn't have that many votes.
Yeah, I remember one night when Jerry was coaching and they had him, Ricky Berry, and Harold and Vinny Del Negro, and they were just bombing threes. And they I think they might have made a league record or close to it at the time, and it wasn't that many. But then it was kind of like they were playing what we see now, and at the time it's like no one did it. They did it for one game. That's the ultimate Kings tragedy in the history of the Sacramento Kings. There have been some things that haven't gone well. That is the ultimate just dark moment, what happened with Ricky Berry. Yeah. Very sad. Great shooter.
Yeah.
And his dad was an assistant coach.
Yeah,
Bill.
They said he could put it up, though.
Yeah,
I think about him. He could put it up.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Ricky Berry.
Yes, sir. It's funny you mentioned Harold because I'm thinking you're talking about Harold Presley.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I should say those were the last of all players who received 2 votes. Ricky Berry was the last one. Harold Presley pushes us to
Whitey had him on the list, right? No? Did you not have him?
Harold Presley is a dear friend of mine. He's the nicest guy in the world.
I think I had him on the list. I'd have to go back to it.
I don't know that he made my list.
Guy on the list.
You don't know. Pull it up. Now we need to know.
I'm sure he did have it. He
That's cold blood, man. He didn't have HT on there.
I didn't have him in the top 40. If it's like the nicest guys, he's in the playoffs. But I'm sorry, Harold.
These last 3 just missed honorable mention, and Harold Presley was one of those.
Yeah.
He was he finished in 53rd place.
Okay.
So he just missed.
I told you the Harold Presley story, didn't I?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Which one?
So he, his numbers here took a dive because Mata wouldn't play him. He was playing well, and then Mata just wouldn't play him. And so he had a chance after he was done with the Kings. He had a chance to stay in the NBA or go overseas. It was a tough choice. So this was like early 90s, right? So he goes overseas and he had a lot of success. I think he won championships there and went to Spain, had a wonderful time. The team that wanted him here was a team called the Chicago Bulls.
Ooh.
Just before they won there.
He had a chance.
Yeah, they wanted him. Yeah, they wanted him because he's a really good defender.
So he took the money?
Yeah.
Was it more money?
I'm not sure. I would assume so. And it worked out great for him.
Yeah, but
yeah.
You on the Bulls
this
team,
is what he told me.
your life is set.
Yeah, he's iconic. You could slide back to Chicago and get a deep dish pizza appearance anytime you want to.
Yes.
Dang, that's tough. The last 2, 52 and 51st place, so 52nd and 51st place, they both received 3 votes. Rajon Rondo, who was our honorable mention, he was number 50. So these 2 just missed out on it. John Barry, bench mob.
Okay. Yeah.
John Barry got 3 votes. Literally tied Rajon Rondo for percentage points. Just a little off on the positioning on where he was placed on the ballots. And then your guy, my guy, Whitey, I had him on my top 40, Rashawn Holmes.
So he just missed.
He was 51. Yeah, he finished 51, got 3 votes. Same thing as Rondo, same thing as Mike Woodson. They just were placed a little higher, and that's why he missed out on honorable mention.
Gotcha.
But he was on my top 40.
See, I know
believe he
you
was
guys
40.
laughed when we first talked about this. I thought we could have done 100. Maybe that would have been a little,
that would have been
lengthy.
Because then we would have got to the top 40 bottoms, what people were asking for.
I told you, I'm not talking. I don't want any list with no offense to my guy. Jamias Ramsey. I don't want to. If we talk number 98 or 99, like, come on.
Jamias wouldn't have been on there. Come on, man.
And if you was,
Corey Joseph.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Corey Joseph would have been there. Mo Harkless. Come on now.
You just keep throwing out randoms, man.
DeLon Wright. I can throw out Robert Woodard. Remember him? See, man, nah, man, we're not doing that.
Guerrero Gross says, I can't believe where you placed Jason Williams. He needs to be right below Mike Bibby. And Tin says Ben McLemore had skills to attend the skills competition. The Sacramento uniform.
Where Ben McLemore at on that list? No votes, Jay?
No votes. Not one.
Compio says Presley should have been in the top 40.
What about Stauskas?
That'd be no votes.
Damn. How Purvis Ellison get it?
You voted for Marvin Bagley, and now you're asking about Stauskas.
I'm just saying, we throwing out names now. We throwing out names now. If it would have been a top 90, maybe.
Yep. Stauskas might have been in there. Mm-hmm.
Not his fault.
Ben McLemore probably cracks the top 100, right?
Yeah,
Close.
Yeah. He was a pizza guy for a while.
Yeah, come on.
He was here for about 5 years or so.
Yeah.
What did you
5
think,
years?
Jay, of the whole Sauce Castillo thing? Because I thought that was really, is that where we are? Is that what we're doing now?
What, calling him now?
Yeah, because wasn't it Carmichael Davis on the closed captioning that it was, he's watching highlights with closed captioning on, and it called him Sauce Castillo. So then they had a game where Gary Gerald had to call him Sauce Castillo the whole game, and it's like
G-Man did that?
Yeah, well, he had to.
Why do you have to?
It was the promotion they were doing.
Oh,
and my feeling was, really, is that how far we've fallen?
Dang,
is that a thing?
Yes, that is how far we had fallen. Yes.
And we've fallen even farther now. Think about it in today's day and age. Come on, man.
That is how far we were down. There are, and I will say this because you look at the list, fellas, the Kings have had a lot of great talent, a lot of good talent. I think more than I had realized before we had did this. Like, I know, the typicals, the Webbers, the Bobby Jacksons, the Doug Christies. But then when you really start to look at some of the lean years, you kind of forget there were some good ball players that came through the Kings organization and team in Sacramento.
Yeah.
We've been privy to some, Kenny Smith is not a slouch.
Right.
To go and watch him and, of course, draft him.
Two-time world champion, Jay.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. And so there are some good names, and I think we're now in the era where we're moving forward, fellas. And I think if nothing else, this list assisted me in the fact, like, man, I didn't know we put up 15 points a game here in Sacramento.
Right.
And you forget about it because the team didn't have great success in many years.
Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned this last week, but Jerry Reynolds was saying the Kings have always had, maybe 3 guys who could play with anybody, but then too many years they've had the rest of the team that couldn't play with anybody.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so great right now that you've got an organization in place that is able to actually assemble a quality roster and understand the priorities of keeping this guy and moving on from this guy. And you've got the essence of something that should be built to last for a while. And that's unfortunately rare in Sacramento history, but when we get it, we celebrate it and we embrace it fully.
Yeah. And, I just remember when I came here, first got the job and came here, you had some players, but from like 9 to 15 was glorified G League guys. Like, in the last couple of years, credit to Monty and really fielding an NBA team.
Yeah.
Instead of like a few NBA players and then, a couple of guys that are G Leaguers, we finally can go 10, 11, 12. Like, think about it. JaVale McGee, 3-time champ, couldn't even see the floor for us. Like, that's huge. And, I know it sucked for him, but to have a veteran, somebody that's a true NBA player deep in your bench is something the Kings haven't had. Like, when I first started, I was like, man, we got these guys that really shouldn't be in the league, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you okay now with how high Domas and De'Aaron Fox ranked?
I was fine with Fox. Fox, yes. Domas, I had him at 15. What did he wind up, Jay? You got it offhand?
8. He was 8. It was Reggie Theus, 10, DC, Doug Christie, 9, Domas, number 8, Bibby, 7, Vlade, 6, D Fox, 5, DeMarcus, number 4. Peja, number 3. The Rock, who just texted me back, is joining us this week. Mitch Richmond,
good.
number 2, and Chris Webber, number 1.
By the way, you know what's really cool about that to me, Jay, is in those 10, the 10 best, you have at least 3 different eras that are represented. You know, that's
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
I think
That's
it's 4, right? Because you got Theus, you got Mitch,
Yeah,
you got
you do.
Webb, and you got the current.
I hadn't thought about
Yeah,
that.
that's
Really
true.
cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's not all the 2002 squad or anything like that.
The Rock just texted me back, Drake, before you wrap it up and we go to break. He's like, who was number 1? Matter of fact, don't tell me. Don't tell me. He just
getting
texted me
heated
back.
up. Why he
He
worried
he was
about number
heated.
1?
He just said, don't tell me.
Why he need to be worried about number 10? What do you think, he number 1 or something?
Well, I told him he was number 2.
all right.
Yeah, I said,
all right.
you know, you were number 2
I thought
on
he
the
just
list.
automatically assumed, like, I got to be at the top of the list or something. Okay.
No, I told him he was number 2. He was like, hey, who's number 1? You know what? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
We'll tell us because that was your number, so that's just the way it works.
Yeah, we leave
right,
it there.
exactly.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, the Trent Williams numbers that matter the most as we roll on here on a Tuesday that feels kind of like a Monday. Sactown Sports.
Lowe's knows saving pros time and money means getting the job done easier. Right now, save 10% on Georgia Pacific vinyl siding panels. Plus, save an additional 20% when you buy in bulk. And get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Offer valid through 9/4. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Febreze.
Fabric Talk. Hey, it's me, your couch. Today's my favorite day of the week. Febreze Fabric Spray Day. The occasional deep cleanse are nice, but in between, you know I'm needing a refresh. Ooh, here she comes with the Febreze Fabric Spray. Oh yeah, spritz them armrests. Don't be shy. Nothing like a good spray down to get me smelling so fresh and clean. Don't forget my back. Nice. Febreze Fabric Spray. It's just that easy. Now we can both breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
It's unforgiving. It starts with the nod the head, a lifetime in 8 seconds, known as rodeo. The 90th annual Marysville Stampede is coming to the Cotton Rosso Arena September 14th and 15th. If you want to see rodeo's best, you better be there. It's a whole weekend of the best pro rodeo action for the whole family. Bareback, saddle bronc, bull riding, plus the Flying Cowboys BMX motorcycle show. It's just $25 for adults and $15 for kids 4 to 12. Don't you miss 1 second of the heart-pounding, ground-shaking, fucking twisting rodeo action. Get your tickets at MarysvilleStampede.com. The 90th annual Marysville Stampede, Saturday, September 14th at 5 p.m. and Sunday, September 15th at 3:30 p.m. at the Cotton Rosso Arena in Marysville. Tickets are available now at MarysvilleStampede.com.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmelie.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Be the difference.
Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch Supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
I just don't like going to church, man. I don't like the people there. People at church have like coworker vibes.
Ralph Barbosa, the super cool ass tour.
Like some of them are cool, but most of them, you know, they're just being fake nice because they want that promotion. Like if those are the people that are going to be hanging out in heaven, I just go to hell.
Saturday, September 7th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the hilarious Ralph Barbosa live.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up for our 5th grade class recital, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-stress performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through December 28th, Castrol Edge and Edge High Mileage Motor Oil are on rollback at Walmart.
Claim based on sequence 9 test under high-load conditions versus API SP test limits.
Lowe's knows saving pros time and money means getting the job done easier. Right now, save 10% on Georgia Pacific vinyl siding panels. Plus, save an additional 20% when you buy in bulk. And get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Offer valid through 9/4. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports.
I
look in the mirror, what do I see?
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
40.
Right, exactly. And we saw that last year with the Niners, the moves they made throughout the season. Randy Gregory, case in point, bringing him in. And this gives them some flexibility, too. I will say, as much, crap as we've given Lynch and Shanahan, not we, me, I'll say it, me and some others out there, TC, when it comes to the financials, they've done a hell of a job. Like, this is a star-studded roster. Everybody's locked up. I mean, eventually you'll have to make some decisions. Sort of like, Steph Curry with the ankles. You sign him to a lower contract, enables you to. Brock Purdy on that rookie deal enables you to do some things. But, they've done the best they could with the money they've had. They've done an excellent job.
Speaking of Steph, I saw him today. He was on the Today Show. My wife usually has that on. And he was talking about it's like an anime thing. That's his life story that's now available.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like hardbound. Comic book style thing, and he also has this TV show that I guess he's producing. And it's like, that poor guy must need the money, huh? It's like, I know if you can do it, you do it,
right?
And who knows what he does with his money? And that's his business. But man,
think about the forefathers of the game. Those guys, Tommy Heinsohn used to have to sell insurance, to make ends meet in the off season. Now these guys can do whatever they want. They
can buy the insurance company.
Invest. They could do whatever. Create a comic book. Create a movie. The world is their playground when you get to that level. You can do anything you want. It's crazy.
But they should. If people are spending that much money to follow it, the owners are making their money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't begrudge guys for getting paid. And,
it just seems absurd. I don't either, but it just gets to the point. It's like, how much money is too much money where guys just don't even care to play anymore?
Well, let me ask you this then. We know what the players are making. Should we hear what the owners are making?
I don't want to know.
If Steph's making 60, how much is Joe Lacob taking home?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's some ass $300 million for whatever it may be. I think we'd be blown away if we found out what these owners were making.
But then you look at the Celtics and their owners, and they buy a championship. What are they going to do? Upsell? That makes you wonder a little bit.
Yeah, but it's the problem with the Celtics too, they don't own their arena. So all the concerts, the Bruins play there, they're not getting any of that revenue. I believe obviously they get some concessions, but you look at Joe Lacob, the money he's getting, Vivek, the money he's getting from Golden One, the basketball team is just a tenant. It's all the other stuff, the basketball team, the concerts, everything else. I mean, these guys are printing money. It's ridiculous.
I think the 49ers are one of those teams too.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Jay? And I don't think you were here then when the Levi's Stadium was new, and it took a number of years before that place was a place where anybody wanted to go. Because the team they built it right as the Harbaugh team was starting to decline. And then you had those dreary years where And that place can be hot in the summer, and there's not a lot of great atmosphere. And for a while, it was just kind of there is nothing going on here until the team started playing well in 2019, and then all of a sudden, that building had character because the team won.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. It was definitely one of those things. Oh man, it's not even close to San Francisco.
Right.
Definitely, people talked about the sun side. You know, the opposite side. People, thrashed the Levi Stadium. And then the other thing too, I remember going the first season was the parking is atrocious.
Yeah.
Like you have to park on all these business,
it's still the same
parking lots and stuff. It's pretty much the same, but now with Great America going ho hum, they're getting ready to take over that parking.
Oh,
as
really?
Well.
Okay.
Yeah, so Six Flags Great America, but that was it was like a business move.
Mm-hmm.
Whitey, it was one of those things people looked at as like, oh, this is just nothing but a business move.
Yeah,
and it was almost a corporate move. You know, like this the whole Levi Stadium feels corporate.
There was no there.
Yes.
Now there is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And now
there's a soul.
Mm-hmm. You saw how electric that. Well, maybe you were pretty high up,
dude. I was like, it started to rain, but I was above the clouds, so I didn't even feel it. That's how high up I was.
Did you? Okay, listen. Don't say the person's name because I know you will sometime. Don't do that. Did you ever hit that person back? It was like, dude, what's up?
I
with that?
did actually.
Okay.
I did. And hold up, I got to pull this up. I totally did. And he said, hey, man, these are what sales give me. It was somebody from NBC. It was somebody from NBC. And I'm like, dude, I'm a snob when it comes to seats. Like, no offense. I'm not. Remember, my wife, I almost, didn't even date her because she had me in the last row of a Portland Trailblazers playoff game. I'm like, dude, it's crazy, And hold on, let me, all right. Hold up. I got the all right. I got the tickets here. All right. And the game was December, right?
I think so.
It was December. Oh, I sent them a picture. I said, appreciate the Niners tickets, fam. But damn, I didn't know it was the last row. And I sent them a picture. Check this out, Whitey. Like your boy is up there. Last row. Last row.
There's ice on the seats in front of you.
And he says, quote, I told you. LOL.
Yeah, you was on business class.
I was on business class, bro. Yeah, that showed you. Here's the thing. I appreciate him getting the tickets, but clearly he ain't in the know. Like, there's certain tickets, there's regular tickets, and then there's the good tickets. He needed to go ask for the good tickets. He just asked for the regular tickets and had me way up there in the nosebleed.
What do you guys think of this before we get back to the 49ers? We'll just go through here, Jay. We're watching the A's yesterday, like I said. We saw Langoliers with a walk-off home run, and Sheeny and I were talking about the A's next year. There's such limited seating. If you're a baseball fan right now and you haven't bought tickets, can you say, oh, I'm going to go to a lot of games next year? Do you think people will be able to? Or, if that's really popular and there's only, 14 or 15,000 in there, is that going to be, is it going to be that limited where it's hard to get in?
I think it is.
Wow.
I think it is. And you know what's crazy about that?
When the Marlins come, you can probably.
Right. You probably bet a Tuesday game or Wednesday. Yes. But the problem is, and I'm thinking of it now, when the big teams come in, a la the Yankees, how about the resale on those tickets?
Yankees, Dodgers.
The price gouging that's going to be up there. You know what I mean? You're going to be paying $500 for an Oakland A's ticket. Like, it's hard to fathom, but
that's why
I think the demand is going to be so high.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism, right, Whitey?
Yep. Yeah.
What about
capitalism at the Capitol?
Yeah. The beginning, is going to be crazy because it's the beginning of the season.
Cubs are in. Yeah.
And hopefully, I'm speaking to existence. The Kings will be in the playoffs. So, maybe that May or June slow down, maybe, even though May's still the beginning, but maybe June slows down because the Kings are around. Still got the Republic around as well. But it's definitely going to be wild. Let me one up you guys, because I've been looking at the last 2 or 3 series of the Oakland A's.
Mm-hmm.
And the last game is already through the roof. You're already paying triple digits when it comes to money, and I get it. But there's a Tuesday, Wednesday. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or maybe let me triple check that one more time. But I might have to take off, fellas, and go to a Tuesday night game.
Let's do it.
Because
Whitey's like, we're going to do the show.
It's not our
We all just going too. I'm going.
We all go, right?
Because I felt like, honestly, I'm trying to figure out where is the day I go. Because, okay, today is the 3rd, correct, fellas?
Yes.
So we have Seattle and Detroit for the rest of the week. Then they hit the road. They go to H-Town, Chi-Town. They play White Sox, Cubs, and they come back here for the last stand, which is the Yankees, which you already know is going to be a little bit of a fight.
Yeah.
And you got the Rangers. So it's come down a little bit for that Thursday game, which was the 26th. You're about $100 or so.
Is that the Yankees or the Rangers?
That's the Rangers. That's the last game allegedly ever in Oakland. But Tuesday, the 24th and the 25th of Wednesday, like right now, $6 tickets.
Really?
Yeah. So we can walk in there because the way the game goes, we just buy the ticket and walk down to the bottom. You know, I'm like, where's the game I find? Because you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now that's New York.
Yeah.
So Friday, we still got to work. Saturday. So I'm like, do I go Saturday or Sunday?
You being the producer set us up to do the show from there.
That's what I'm saying. We should do a show from there, Jay. Either that Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday.
That 24th, 25th, or 26th.
Yeah. Thursday is the final game.
Yeah.
12:37 start
from there.
We're your home of the A's on certain weekends,
right?
Selected nights. So,
dude, that's the perfect. I'm down. It's Thursday, September 26th. Day game.
It's a 12:30.
Oh,
7.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, we
watched a couple. We watched the first couple. I mean, half the game or whatever, and then
come outside.
Yeah. And we do the game.
People coming out of the parking lot as we're broadcasting.
Oh, we gotta do it from the box or something.
We'll figure something out.
Jay, you the man, bro.
Yeah,
Make it
I'm
happen.
Sure Jay can figure something
Make
out.
it happen.
I don't even know if I want. I mean, if you guys win, I'd like to go, but it's going to be hard.
Do you not want to go to any games?
Why, are you emotional?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to. I'd be fine either way. I said goodbye to that place last year.
Yeah.
And it was like, and now I thought I'll probably go back this year. And if I don't, I'd be okay. Now, if we had something, it's like I'd really look forward to it and enjoy it, but it would be difficult to be there knowing that that's it. This is it. That would
last
be
one.
That would be, yeah.
Because remember last year I told you I had the Padres series at the end of September.
I was there.
And I was like, I can't go.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'll try next year. So I gave them away.
Now this is it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like of all those games, which one? Okay, Whitey, remove yourself and just pick it for me. What game should I go to?
And my choices are what now again?
You have really I'm looking at the end of the month. Now, maybe this weekend, just depends. Maybe Sunday.
Did you say the Yankees are out of the picture?
So no.
You gotta go see the Yankees.
The Yank show?
Yeah. That would be the one, right?
Do I go to the Saturday or Sunday game?
And if you go say hi to all the stupid Yankee fans for me who wear like Mickey Mantle's jersey with 7, and then it says
his name.
Mantle.
I already knew where you was going. The
name.
They
have that back.
Don't have those. They've never had those. If it's a Yankee jersey with number 7, I know, who it is. Or number 5, Joe DiMaggio. You're a fan.
Whitey, come on.
You're a great
Get off
fan.
his lawn,
Good for
everybody.
you.
Get off his lawn.
Come on. That's what you got to go see, Jay. The place is gonna be nice to see the place vibrating again.
Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday? Huh?
Yeah, Saturday the 21st. I got a lot of stuff going on that weekend. That's why I'm kind of.
You better, dog. You know what we do, Jay? The 22nd.
I see where you're going
is
already.
The Jadakiss concert,
yes,
the Lots concert. That's during the day, the game.
That might
and then
be
we
it.
mob to at night to the concert.
That might be it, Drake. I saw where you were going. I saw where you were going.
We on to something here. Okay.
All right.
Where we at here? Back
Just
to the show.
real quick. Some of the numbers on Trent Williams.
Oh yeah.
Best pass blocking tackle in the NFL in 2023. 95.8% pass block win rate. And the Niners averaged over 6 yards per carry when they ran behind him to the left side. When, let's see, they win all other rushing attempts, not behind Williams, 4.45 yards per attempt. Like, behind Trent Williams, 6.05 yards.
That's a big difference.
That's why it's like,
Yard and
what do
a
you
half.
need, Trent? You need a guarantee. Let us figure out the Aiyuk stuff. We'll work it out. He's that important to them.
I agree, man. And we've seen, and I know other players were missing last year. And you had the numbers, I think, too. Games with Trent Williams versus games without Trent Williams.
Without him.
Yeah. This team is a different team without Trent Williams. And, when you look at Brock Purdy, you got to protect your quarterback. Your quarterback is your biggest asset. Brock goes down. Brock arguably could be the most irreplaceable player on the team. And so anything you can do to protect him.
And they weren't good at protecting him, and Trent Williams was.
Right.
But the rest of that old line last year,
a little spotty,
disappointing when it came to protecting quarterback.
Right. And I think Trent's new deal makes him the third highest in terms of average annual value this upcoming season. Offensive lineman in the NFL, tops among left tackles, and well-deserving. Do you think this dragged on longer than you expected? Because I remember when he first had the holdout, it's like, it's Trent Williams. It'll get done. Did you expect it to last this long? Because here it is, 6 days away from the first game and finally getting it done. How many practices will he get in? 4? If that, and so are you surprised it took this long?
I think it all hinged on Aiyuk. Yeah. So I think they knew that they were going to get it done, but I think, again, because of the cap gymnastics they went through today, which I don't pretend to completely understand. I think it had to be, we got to do this, and then before we take care of that. So,
right.
And then Aiyuk saying, I probably made it a little tougher than I had to. And I don't care. But I think this all would have been taken care of earlier if he would have come to terms sooner.
Yeah, I agree. And, we said it last week. I said it last week. If stuff's not done by Monday or Tuesday,
right. Yes.
Now you're, and I think there was a sense of urgency. And, it's interesting. Trent talked today, and he talked about how the Ricky Pearsall situation, forced him or made him want to show up. I do think the vibes for this Niners team has changed in the last 4 or 5 days. We don't have to worry about contract stuff anymore. Everybody's there. CMC's back. It just seems like they're all coming back together at the right time. Anytime after this, I'd be really concerned. But, coming back 5 days, I think they'll be fine.
The Athletic today has a piece on the biggest concern for every NFL team. San Francisco 49ers, David Lombardi wrote this. Their biggest concern, he says, is something we never talk about. Center. You look at that offensive line, they got some question marks there. Jake Brendel, the starter, he's got knee tendonitis. And the only other lineman with considerable experience at center is Feliciano. He's on injured reserve. So if Brendel can go, all right, they should be all right, although I don't think he was great pass blocking last year either. But right now they would have to put a lot of faith into Nick Zakelj, who's a third-year man. He's next in line behind Brendel at a spot that's very important. The best offensive line year they've had in the last few years is when they got the guy, Alex Mack from Cleveland, and he was rock solid in there.
Right.
So the offensive line is probably the biggest question mark for the whole team right now, and some of that's by design. They've spent more money on other positions, but because of some injuries there, it's still a bit iffier than they thought it would be. So having Trent Williams back is essential. It's
essential. And I will say, too, when you look at the offensive line, and they have some guys, obviously, Pooney is going to be starting. I'm looking at their depth chart, But when you have a CMC, when you have a Debo, when you have an Aiyuk, when you have a Brock Purdy, you got all these weapons. Maybe you don't need the best offensive line in the league because your skill position players are so good. Meaning CMC doesn't need the kind of holes that an average running back needs. Brock Purdy, because his ability to improvise, his ability to operate under some pressure, his ability to make a quick decision. Maybe that makes your offensive line,
scheme around it.
Scheme around it. In the whole scheme of life, you would want to have the best offensive line. But if you can't, because you got all the other things going on, it's not the end of the world.
And one way they scheme around it is there's Trent Williams. You run behind him.
Right.
Don't worry about
you
the other guys.
That way.
They're sorry. That's a sorry line. But you want to go there. Do you want to know what the Philadelphia Eagles' biggest concern is? According to
if it ain't coaching, I don't know.
Philadelphia Eagles, The state of the defense is listed by The Athletic as their single biggest concern.
I'm not too worried about the defense, to be honest with you, this year. And here's why. You got Vic Fangio now. You got, your draft picks, were extremely good. I think the secondary now is Quinyon Mitchell out there. You bring back C.J. Gardner-Johnson. James Bradbury, to me, was, a matador. He was a turnstile. He's hurt out the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season. I think Jalen Carter will have a top-notch season. I'm not as concerned now as I was last year. I think they're improved this year.
Hey, Jay, the Eagles surrendered the NFL's second most passing yards last year.
We were terrible.
Hey, Jay.
That much?
Yeah.
The secondary was awful, Jay.
When they went to the Super Bowl, they were second in the league in quarterback pressure. Last year, 13th.
Yep. Slipped. Yeah. Fell off.
Just between you and me, Jay.
Thank you. It's been out of secret.
But hold on, fellas. Let's not forget. We draft Quinyon Mitchell. We got Cooper DeJean with the 40th overall pick. They strengthened their secondary, Jay. They strengthened the secondary.
They could have strengthened that secondary by throwing a cardboard box out there at free safety.
Oh, man. And I don't know why Bradbury is still on the team. That dude was so bad.
They said he's a veteran, and he can play. You probably know this. He can play corner or safety, and
he's not a starter. Like, he was an everyday corner out there, free safety out there. Now they don't need him as much. Like, I look at C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Darius Slay. Don't sleep on Slay. I know he's getting up there. Quinyon Mitchell. Like, this is a solid secondary, I think, now.
What do you think of this from Trey on the text line? The Eagles' biggest concern is the San Francisco 49ers.
Who said that?
Trey. That's right up there with Chris the Mom for Text of the Day nominee. I think she's got it, but it's close.
Nah, you know what? We're not worried about the Niners. And here's why, Whitey. We don't play the Niners during the regular season. We'll face the Niners when it comes. We might not even have to worry about the Niners because they get bounced by Green Bay in the playoffs or something like that. We're not worried about the Niners.
Thank you. Stephen Torres points out that Zakel was Brock's roommate first year. So they know each other very well. You get intimately acquainted with your center. Especially
that's
when
great, right?
When you realize, hey, this guy's not wearing a cup.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on.
I'm serious. It's a bit of a shock. All right.
Awesome.
I was just going to run shotgun.
You had to go there. You had to go there, man.
Just going to go to shotgun for the rest of the contest. All right. When we come back to the NBA, you hear about this guy, 3-time All-Star?
Yeah.
He's available and nobody wants him?
Really?
What's up with that?
All right.
Next on Sactown Sports.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have a serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. I still had symptoms on my beta blocker, so I asked my cardiologist about any treatment advances. It was a breakthrough for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
He's bringing some friends. Parmalee.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha.
Did your boobs stop working?
And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally
walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been? I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, starting with the homestand that begins on Labor Day, at that point, the A's with 25 games left in the season and a chance to impact the race in the American League with 16 of those against teams battling for a chance. 7 with the Mariners, 3 against the Astros, 3 with the Cubs, and 3 against the Yankees that final weekend for the A's at home in Oakland.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
It's not hard to be a mom. It's hard to be a good mom. It's easy to be a bad mom. That's so easy. But to be a good mom is hard. To be a bad mom, that's as easy as being a great dad. That's...
Nikki Glazer, Alive and Unwell Tour. Friday, September 20th. The venue at Thunder Valley. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. She's alive and unwell. Don't miss Nikki Glazer.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sactown Sports.
Hey, what'd you think of our list of the top 40 Kings of these almost 40 years? If you didn't like it, or even if you did, go to SactownSports.com for a chance to let us know how you think it should look. Do you have any idea yet, Jay, how that's coming together and over the holiday weekend? We had a decent number of people voting, but we'll get more. I'm just, I'm curious to see if it looks anything like what we ended up with.
I got some of the early results, and I'll be honest, I hadn't taken a look at them today, Whitey. Mm-hmm. They were sent to me, and I was just like, oh, okay. And I just kind of looked at it, the quick headline of it. I didn't get the results back, but let me take a look, see if I have anything for you.
Yeah, I hope you don't have the same reaction to it that an anonymous Kings player had.
No, right?
There was a player that somebody sent him on our list, and he had a good sense of humor about it, but I think he thought he should have been higher, which is, you like to see that, right? You like people to think, yes, I should be.
Yeah.
People to care.
We got The Rock, already want to know who's number one because he's trying to come for that top spot. And so you want to be as high as possible. I golfed with Kenny Thomas the other day, last week.
You told us you don't like to golf with him.
No, I played decent. I played decent this time. But I did not bring up the top 40 with him. I did not do it because he'd be like, oh, where am I at? You got me on your list or something? And I was like, I don't want to approach it. I don't want to broach it with him.
You can say, honestly, I think based on what Jay told us today, he was like top 60. He made top 60.
Didn't he? He got votes.
Yeah.
He got a vote.
Mm-hmm. So you could, push comes to shove, you could tell him that and you'd be on the level.
Right. Yeah, you got some votes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got some votes.
You're in the top 60. Yeah, top.
Yeah, I believe that's accurate.
But Whitey,
I'm just saying, if you don't want to tell the guy.
If you say top 60, that mean you ain't top 50. You know what I mean? That mean you ain't top 40. If you're top 60, he's like, oh, I might be like 55 or something. That might be too low for him.
How about this? Yeah, you got some votes. You were in one of the tiers.
Yeah, tiers. You should. Oh, that's
I'm
hilarious.
just giving you, yeah.
No, that's my
great guy.
No, he is a great. Kenny is the man. I love Kenny.
Yeah, he's been very nice to me. Yeah, so that's just the way it goes. Can't have everybody on the list, unfortunately. Yeah. What do you think of this? Here's a guy probably feeling unwanted. You know that the Atlanta Hawks, they were hoping to trade perhaps Trae Young. They thought, we'll get some for Trae Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, and according to Tim McMahon of ESPN, they would have traded Young if there had been significant interest from other teams. On the Hoop Collective podcast, Tim McMahon said, quote, "The simple fact of the matter is, if there were a real market for Trae Young, he'd be somewhere else right now. It's not like they got some kind of wild blockbuster return for DeJounte Murray."
Right.
So he's suggesting, quote, "There wasn't a real market for Trae Young, and he doesn't necessarily need to reestablish a trade market for himself. But as extension talks are coming, I think he does have to reestablish his value. But honestly, he's in a bad situation in Atlanta. The Hawks are in a position where they should be entering what would hopefully be kind of a rapid rebuild, but they can't because the Spurs have all their draft capital."
Yeah. It's crazy. Like you trade for DeJounte Murray, give up all this draft capital, and then ship him back out.
Yeah.
The thing about Trae Young, because we had heard whispers that the Lakers might be interested.
Whispers that the Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs were in. But it seems like when it comes to the Lakers, they're standing pat. We heard the report last week about them being interested in Luka down the road. I think Rob Pelinka is tired of or is no longer going to chase a championship built around LeBron James. I feel like the Lakers are trying to keep their flexibility picks for after LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't want to cash in your picks for an aging star to go in 1 or 2 years, and then what happens when LeBron retires?
Yeah, it's a great point because let's be honest, right now, they can't realistically look at themselves as anything close to favorites.
Right.
I mean, maybe it happens, but still, it's not like we're all in on this year.
Yeah,
they can't afford to be.
Yeah, and I think their ceiling is probably second round, maybe, depending on matchups, Western Conference Finals. But back to Trae Young. This is a multiple-time All-Star.
3-time, I believe, yeah.
This is a guy that can shoot the rock, high assist man, doesn't play a lick of defense, and I worry about the culture around Trae Young.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how come it hasn't worked out in Atlanta? They had the nice run during the bubble situation. But how come it hasn't worked out? They've had talent come through there, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it was a bad roster. But I don't know if Trae Young's the guy that you want leading your team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he could be an alpha on a contending team.
He has obviously a lot of talent and he has his moments, but overall, you look at his shooting numbers, he's not a great shooter. You know?
Yeah.
He's like a 35% three-point shooter, I think, which is like, that's not bad, but he's not a great shooter and he takes a lot of shots and he doesn't defend very well.
And I think his three-point shooting percentage is because his shot selection is so poor. And when I look at it, I think a Trae Young could really benefit from a LeBron James. Get the ball out of his hands so that he's not, dribbling down and pulling up from 30 every time.
Big adjustment for him, potentially.
Big adjustment. And so, and I don't, you know what he is, or how should I put this? How he should be and the kind of system he should be in is what they do with the Warriors, what they do with the Kings. Take the ball out of Steph Curry's hands. Take the ball out of De'Aaron Fox's hands. Take the ball out of Trae Young's hands. They still touch it a lot, but Steph ain't the point guard, really. He's not the facilitator. Fox ain't the facilitator. Trae Young is being asked to be the scorer and the facilitator, and I don't think he can do both because his shot selection is poor.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like he'll be in Atlanta for the foreseeable. Yeah.
I like Trae Young, though.
Tim McMahon
I really do.
I'm sorry. Tim McMahon says real quick, they're in this awkward situation where they should be unloading more pieces, but it's just not something that you can't bottom out to make the Spurs better. So Hawks kind of stuck. And as you said, they've been kind of stuck since they made the conference finals, thanks to Ben Simmons a few years ago, right?
Didn't want to shoot that dude. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. But let me ask, if you're the Spurs, Why would you trade for Trae Young?
Yeah, that never makes sense
Atlanta's
to me.
bottoming out.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting worse by the day. You're going to have some lottery picks.
Right.
I need to look at the Spurs. They got Atlanta's pick coming up this season, which is arguably a great draft. And so why would you do that for Trae Young, who's not a culture guy, who's not a leader? It doesn't make sense.
Do you know the extent to which he is responsible for Nate McMillan being out? Was that a power struggle there?
That's a good question.
Nate McMillan looked like he did a good job there initially. And Quinn Snyder's a really good coach.
Nate McMillan is hard, though.
Yeah.
He's hard to play. Like, he's old school. Nate McMillan is going to demand excellence from you. And, I've spoken to people in that organization just about Trae Young and how they would have team events, franchise events, and he wouldn't show up. And so it's like, if he's not all in, and if they feel that, how can it, he be all in and they believe he's all in on the court? And that's not my biggest gripe with Trae Young. It's phenomenal talent, but is he doing everything in his power to help the organization win and be a leader? I don't know if he is.
He was supposed to be one of their cornerstones in Atlanta with your guy,
my boy John Collins. It just didn't. And Collins took the fall. DeJounte Murray's taking the fall. But it's one guy that's been a constant, Trae Young.
Yeah,
and
he's won some power struggles there.
Yeah. But to the article's point, nobody really wants him. They're not going to give up, what the Hawks might be asking. I mean, his value is low right now. Like the article, he's got to build it up. I just think he has to take better shots. Like, I know he wants to be on Sports Center, knock down the 30-foot threes, be Steph Curry, but Steph does it in a winning environment. Trae can knock down shots. He could beat Dame Lillard, but you got to win games. And I don't think he does enough to win games.
If he took fewer shots, made a higher percentage of them, and maybe averaged, 18 or 19 instead of 25, he would help you win more.
Right. He can easily be a 19, 20, and 10 guy. Easily. But I think, a lot of times, he thinks he's the alpha. He's who's going to come into Atlanta and usurp Trae Young?
Don't you think there are guys in the NBA? I think there are, and I think he's one of them. Guys who it's more important that they be the guy than it is that their team win. And it's tough.
Yeah.
Some guys like, well, this is my team. I'm the guy here.
Right.
And then I want us to win. But the main thing I want is make sure everybody knows I'm the guy here.
Well, he's always been the guy, right? And it's hard, especially if you're in an organization, not saying the Hawks have done this, but I could imagine where you enable that guy. He's only known being the guy. And so DeJounte Murray comes in. DeJounte's got to fit in, get in where he can fit in. That's why a LeBron, somebody like that there is no question it's their team, I think Trae would be great with.
Everyone says the Kings blew it by not taking Luka. You could say the Hawks didn't handle that very well either.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick. Luka or Trae Young and DeAndre Hunter? Because that was the two players that they got.
Luka.
Damn.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I did at the time. I'll be honest.
At the time, I thought,
all
right, Atlanta, I see what you're doing. You got two starters and Trae Young, but it hasn't panned out for them.
Who's it going to pan out for today in the Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz?
Your boy.
You're confident today, huh?
Yes.
Guaranteed a victory?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm going to make quick work. I got plans tonight, so I'm going to make quick work of this guy.
We'll find out what happens next. Sactown Sports.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
The Labor Day Sell-a-thon is on at Folsom Lake Ford. Get huge discounts, low finance rates, and zero down deals on approval of credit right now. Shop Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
James on the text line says, I got plans tonight. This is going to be quick. LOL, Drapes. Trey says, Jay about to start the week right. Get this dub.
Nah, hold on. I thought Trey was my guy.
Trey ain't your guy, man.
No,
Stop
he be
playing.
Trey. It's just the same Trey that hit me up on Instagram, sliding into the DMs. All right, I see how it is, Trey.
Nah, man, that ain't my Trey. That's this Trey 831 Trey, man.
All right, that's a different.
Yeah,
Trey.
that's a different Trey, man. That's Ice Trey you talking about.
Yeah. Let's see here. Drapes really responded to my ego's take with, who is this Yahoo? That's Trey.
Did I really
disrespectful?
Did I really say that?
That's Trey. All right, it's time for the Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz for September the 3rd. Everything is based on things that happened or based on things related to things that happened on this date in what year? That's the dang deal here. Here are the year. I forget who goes first here because I think we had a tie.
It was a tie.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. It was a
3-3.
tie. Flip something. Flip a coin.
Anybody have a coin?
Nah, I ain't got no coin.
All right, what do you got?
No, let's do pick a number 1 through 5. Whitey,
All right,
yeah.
hang on.
Hold on.
54 is
all right. That's
I
I was like, it's like 54. What?
All right, I have my number between 1 and 10. Jay?
7.
That's
6.
it. It's 7.
Damn,
Come
we
on,
off to
baby.
a bad start.
To a Trey.
We on a
And I
bad
ain't talking
start.
about young.
We on a bad start.
All right, Jay, here are your years. 1966, 1985, 1994. 1995, name the year in 2013.
1995. Trevor Jones.
All right, here we go. Jacksonville Jags make their NFL debut.
Ooh, I know this.
No.
Losing.
Yeah.
10-3 to Houston. What other NFL team played and lost their first NFL game that same day? Carolina Panthers, Phoenix Cardinals, Cleveland Browns.
Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers, exactly right.
Man,
Kerry Collins, baby. Was that Kerry Collins?
What is this? Fisher Price, my first quiz? Like, how easy can this be?
Tony Boselli, the #1 pick for the Jags.
My God.
That's the value of winning.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
Number pick.
It's a number right, Drake.
Yeah. So you're up, Katie, 66, 85, 94.
94.
1994.
94. Great.
Miami demolishes Georgia Southern for their record-breaking 58th consecutive home win in college football. What school had won 57 straight at home between 62 and 82, the old record? USC, Alabama, Nebraska.
Ooh, that's a good question. USC.
Miami beats Georgia Southern this state 94. 58 consecutive home wins. Who had won 57 straight at home between 62 and 82? USC, Alabama.
Oh, between 62 and 82.
Yes, sir. 62 and 82. USC, Alabama, Nebraska.
USC.
Not correct.
I'm going.
Show your chance to steal.
Yeah, and I was hoping he went the other way with one of these two because I had both of these. 62-82. I'm gonna go with. Man, Nebraska ran it tough in the 80s.
Dang, that's a tough one, right?
Yeah, I'm going Alabama.
Sweet home.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Alabama.
That's it.
Bear Bryant in there. Yeah.
And it's a 2-0 lead for
Dang,
Jay.
I'm struggling.
If I went to a wedding in
Alabama?
Yes.
Wow. Dalton.
Can't remember the name of the town, but every boy you can imagine on a Saturday night, every bar band, what song do they play to get the crowd going? Sweet home Alabama.
Jay's like, what, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee they're raking up royalties every single time. Just off
100%.
that.
All right. So you're up, right, Jay?
Yeah, Jay's
Yes, I'm up.
2-0 lead. 66-85. Name the year in 2013.
2013.
Oh, that's a good year. I got this one.
I got this one.
What MLB team this day 2013?
Okay, I might not got this.
Major League Baseball team breaks their record-setting streak of 20 consecutive losing seasons.
Oh, I got this.
Oh, I might got this one.
I know, this is an easy.
Pirates, Rockies, Orioles.
Oh, man. Okay, the two that I thought.
Yeah.
Orioles.
That's not correct. Trace with a chance to steal.
Can I hear the question?
Back in this game.
I shouldn't have went that
This day 2013, what MLB team breaks their record-setting streak of 20 consecutive losing seasons? Pirates or Rockies?
Pirates.
Yeah, that's it.
He's got it.
Yeah. It was Pirates or Orioles. I was thinking Cal Ripken 93, 94. Yeah,
yes.
I want to say, anybody who's not watching on YouTube, Drace was quiet for a long time there, but he was just staring up at the ceiling.
Yes.
He was not
I wasn't
checking if you're
cheating.
wondering.
I was just. I was thinking about this, processing.
Yes. Well done. It's 2-1.
Dang, it was a Pirates.
My turn, right?
Yeah, you could tie it up here. 66, 85, or name the year.
What's name the year? What is that?
I give you the
some things happen,
and you guys have to.
We had
come
it on
close to
Friday.
guessing the year.
Oh, and then I can make him go first with the guess?
Yes, and then name the year. You get to hear the whole thing first before you decide.
Name the year then.
All right, name the year. Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris become the first teammates to each hit 50 home runs in the same season. Name the year. You can pick it or you can make him go first.
I'll make Jay go first.
All right, Jay. Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris become the first teammates to each hit 50 home runs in the same season.
Ooh, Jay.
Jay with the lead, 2-1. Quite a match. Getting the week off to a roaring start.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
It is, because I feel like I kind of know, but I don't. Read the question one more time.
Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris become the first teammates to each hit 50 home runs in the same season. This date, name the year.
Yeah. I'm going to go 1954.
1954. Kyle Draper.
Ooh, that's a good guess, Jay. That's a good guess. Oh, that's a good guess. That's a tough guess, Jay.
Draper trying to get closer to the year that it happened.
Say it one more time.
Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris become the first teammates to each hit 50 home runs in the same season. This date, what year? Jay says
How do we not know this?
1954. Jay
55.
It was a year Roger Maris hit 61 home runs. It was 1961. Yes. And Kyle Draper.
Yeah, Jay, let's go.
Yeah. 2-2. And Jay, you're up.
Jay is up.
1966.
It's 61 and 61, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. 1966 or 1985?
1966.
Okay. It's the closest two.
Dude, I know the last two questions. I'm killing myself.
Do you want him to go first?
Of course.
All right. This date drapes 1966. Houston Oilers. They hammer the Denver Broncos 45-7 in an AFL game, limiting Denver to how many first downs? 1966. Houston Oilers hammer the Denver Broncos 45-7, limiting Denver to how many first downs?
4.
4. Jay?
5.
0.
Yeah!
0?
No first downs. No first downs.
What is going on with that? Who didn't get no first downs?
Denver. 1966. Yes. So Drapes has the lead.
A chance to win, right?
Chance to win. We still have overtime. Jay could end up in overtime.
Last question, right?
Yes, you can win it right here. 1985, Drapes. Who becomes the first player ever to hit 100 or more home runs for 3 different major league teams?
Oh, that's a good
date,
one.
1985. Reggie Jackson, Dave Kingman, Darrell Evans. This date, 1985.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson. He did it with the Yankees, the A's, and the Angels. And Kyle Draper has come back from an early deficit.
I knew 61 and I knew Pirates, man. I got to stop doing what I'm doing back here while we do this, man.
Comeback win today.
What's wrong, Jay?
I'm doing 6 things at one time, man. That's all it is, man.
It's a good match.
No, it wasn't no good match. I knew the Pirates at 61.
Back with you tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. Stick around. Infinity Sports Radio next on Sactown Sports.
That wasn't a good match.